What's going on, folks? It's your boy Long Beach Joe, and I am back at it, back at it, back at it again. I'm back at it again, man. Listen, I know I've been away for a little bit. All right, I've been putting out content. Salutes and respect to everybody. We back with the live shows. Okay, your boy is gonna be consistent as possible. I'm living a tremendous life. It's amazing. Okay, everything's great, and I'm having a really, really good time. I hope everybody else is as well and enjoying themselves. Tonight, we're going to be talking about a lot of things. Okay, we're going to be talking about the Jets training camp, everything that's been going on with them, everything that's been going on, with the signings and, what's happening around town. So call in, taking live callers, and we're going to get into it, okay? So salutes to everybody. Listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. Hold on 1 second, caller, okay? Hold on 1 second. I already know what time it is, Max. Hold on. Also, leave me some feedback. And also, hold on for a second, Max. Also, leave me some feedback. And let me know what you folks think, okay? I always, really enjoy how people give me feedback over there, okay? Also, your boy's on X, okay? Your boy is on X, okay? Listen, also, we'll get to all of the callers tonight, trust me. If I missed your call initially, I will call you back, don't worry, all right? I'm also on X, going over to X, okay? Type in at The Long Beach Joe, at The Long Beach Joe on Twitter, okay? Let me know what's going on. I got a lot of people screaming at me, Joe, what's going on? Joe, where's the live shows? Your boy's live, okay? My life has been amazing, okay? I'm living unbelievably good, okay? I just, had to, we got to move and shake, okay? Life is amazing, all right? So just back to the live shows. We're having a lot of fun, okay? And I'm going to try to be as consistent as possible, all right? So with that being said, come on over to X, scream at your boy. I still talk to everybody. I'm having a lot of arguments. I just had some arguments today in my DMs. You know what I'm saying? People like to yell and scream. I like to yell and scream back. So come on over there and do that. All right. I'm also on YouTube as well. For those of you that do not know, catch me on different platforms. Come on over to YouTube. Okay. Type in Long Beach Joe Jets, Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Okay. But just know that when you come over here, okay, when you come over here, all right, and you're involved in my live shows and you're watching everything, you're going to have to deal with some people. I call them the savages, okay? That's my chat. I call them the savages. You want to know why? Because they're savage, okay? They are savage, all right? Salutes to Venom G's. I see you in the building. He says, what's up, Joe? What's going on, Venom? Listen, a lot of things going on with the New York Jets right now. Okay, and we got to have some discussion. We'll get back to the callers in just a second. Trust me, we're going to get to everybody tonight, all right? Everybody. All right, quickly, we're going to go through some things. As we all know, Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson just signed a contract. I loved that move, okay? It happened a couple weeks ago, recently. Good move for the New York Jets to get those guys locked up and into the building, right? Now we're sitting in camp. It sucks to see Justin Fields dislocate his toe, but guess what? He went right back out there. I think he only missed like a day. He's been out there dealing with it. But the Jets offense, though, the passing offense ain't been so good. I think Justin Fields was 2 of 10 in the white and green scrimmage. That's coming along, okay? They're going to have to continue working with that. And one of the things that I always tell people, especially when you're implementing a new offense, is that particularly the passing game is going to kind of be – it's going to be a struggle, okay? We're seeing drop passes. We're seeing, some missed throws from Justin Fields as well. Of course, Aaron Glenn is very positive about these things. He's talking up Justin Fields, and there's some things that Justin Fields is still working out of his system, still working out of his DNA, some things that he's done for a couple years. But he's getting better and better. But I think the passing offense is going to take some time to get together because you have to build chemistry with the guys, and you're also learning the timing of the new offense. Tanner Engelstrand, being a first-time offensive coordinator, coming in here and installing his offense, it's going to take a little bit of time to get things rolling, but I think the Jets will be able to pick it up. But the Jets running game has actually looked pretty good in camp. I've been excited about that. Why? Because I've been the guy talking about the Jets will never be a good football team until they understand how to run the football effectively. That was one of the big things for me, with Aaron Glenn being brought into the building. Because I know, and knew that Aaron Glenn was going to be a guy that was going to focus on the running game. 917, I'll come to you. I'll come back to you in a second. I know that he's going to be a guy that's going to focus on the running game. He's going to focus on the running game. He's going to put things together. And when you can focus on the running game and you have a successful running game, particularly in NFL, you can control the football, all right? Because I think the Jets' defense is going to be reignited and be what they were before. A lot of people talk about last season, a lot of the failures, and a lot of it gets blamed on Aaron Rodgers, as we all know, right? And Aaron Rodgers wasn't the greatest. He really wasn't, right? Like, there was some down moments for him, but he wasn't the biggest problem, okay? He wasn't. There were other problems along this football team that were not being talked about nor highlighted. The Jets' inability to run the football, that was a big deal. The Jets were, I think they were ranked 31st in rushing. That's atrocious for the New York Jets. You can't have that. You simply cannot have that if you're a New York Jets football team. You can't have it. Point blank, period. Okay? Also, the Jets' defense last season, we saw they stunk. The Jets' defense was nowhere near as good as we thought that they would be. And that was something that was not talked about much of the Jets' failures last season. Now, Aaron Rodgers wasn't stupendous. He wasn't, right? He wasn't 24-year-old Aaron Rodgers. But there was a lot of problems with this team. And I'm looking at Aaron Glenn, and I'm saying I think that Aaron Glenn has brought in a staff, brought in some guys that are really going to focus on getting this defense back to where it needs to be and really focusing on getting the Jets offense back to where it needs to be as well, particularly in the running game. Okay. I'm also still, I understand Justin Fields is still out there with that dislocated toe, but I'm still monitoring it myself. I'm still monitoring that because I want to see how that situation continues forward. And if it gives him any issues. But the passing game has been pretty sloppy so far in camp. Justin Fields has had some good days. The offense has had some good days, but they've had a lot of bad days too. I'll tell you what, though. There's been some highlights, some guys that have been playing well, some guys that have made some impressive plays. Arian Smith, I'll tell you what. This guy out of Georgia, I remember a lot of people saying he couldn't catch. That guy's catching a lot of footballs out there, and especially in traffic. He's looked pretty good. A lot of people have him, being a guy that probably could be the Jets' 4th or 5th wide receiver. A lot of people talking about him being the Jets' 4th wide receiver. I like that. We're still looking for a wide receiver outside of Garrett Wilson at that number 2 spot, though. It's going to be very interesting. Very, very interesting out there because the Jets' wide receiver core is not that good, okay? It's really not that good. All right. A lot of stinkers there. A lot of stinkers. A lot of question marks outside of Garrett Wilson, who's like unbelievable, right? Which is why, again, I've been very excited to have him locked up. So a lot of question marks. Don't try to sell me on Alan Lazard. I'm not buying it. He sucks. Don't try to sell me on him. Josh Reynolds is coming off of a 194-yard season. We only played 9 games in Jacksonville. He's kind of a journeyman guy. I'm not sold on him. Malachi Corley, I'm wondering if he's going to even make the roster. Okay? I'm wondering about that. He's had a very up and down camp as well. And Gibson, who's dealing with the injury as well, he's more of a special teams guy. He's not a guy that's going to give you something particularly as a wide receiver because he's had multiple opportunities. Maybe this is the year that he steps up and shows out, but there's just been a lot of question marks there, the Jets wide receiver spot, and I'm wondering what's going to happen. And again, with the emergence of Arian Smith, hopefully, again, this goes into the season and he shows up and shows out. But I'm looking elsewhere, and I'm thinking a guy like Mason Taylor, who is dealing with a high ankle sprain right now, which I understand, he may not play this upcoming week against the Packers, but man, high ankle sprains tend to linger. But Mason Taylor, if he can get out there and be all right, man, I'm telling you, Mason Taylor has a lot of opportunities to be probably top 3 in receptions on the New York Jets. I'm saying it because I'm looking around and I'm saying, who else are they really going to throw the ball to, right? Who else is going to be able to get open? And before this injury, before this high ankle sprain, he was putting together a lot of things. He was looking really good out there. Now I'm hoping that he can come back. Maybe they rest him a couple of weeks, get that ankle together enough to where it's solid again. High ankle sprains tend to linger. That's why I couldn't stand to hear that he got this high ankle sprain. But if he can go into the season all right and they can keep that, pain management and swelling down, I'm telling you, Mason Taylor has a big time opportunity. Because right now the top target guys I'm looking at is Garrett Wilson, probably Breece Hall coming out the backfield as well. I think he'll be catching the ball quite a bit. And Mason Taylor is right there, I think, in the top three guys. Also, again, Jets defense been looking all right. Pass rushers look solid. I tell you what, Cisco, Stevens, and Sauce has been looking really good back there. Sauce getting that money looks even better so far in camp. He's been playing phenomenally. But Cisco going out there, Andre Cisco back there at safety, there's a lot of question marks. And I've been having question marks about Stevens. He's been pretty improved. I'm hoping that we see that during camp as well. Okay. Jets also got Nick Folk into the building, signed him to a deal. He's going to be competing with Harrison Mevis to go in the kicking spot. I actually think that he'll be able to take it. Okay. He's got a 1-year deal, $2.87 million. So the Folk Heroes back in the building. Okay. And again, injuries, edge rusher, Will McDonald, who's been pretty impressive. He's dealing with some back spasms. Byron Coward's dealing with an ankle injury. Thomas is dealing with a shoulder. So there's some guys, that are a little bit banged up, nicked up, hoping as time continues on, things will heal up. Okay. And also, I want to have a little talk tonight about Terry McLaurin. I've been arguing with Jets fans left and right about this, and I want to hear y'all position on this because, as we know, he's asking for a trade. He had a pretty good season last season. I think 1,096 yards, 13 touchdowns. All right. It's the second Pro Bowl honor in his career. He was also named a second-team All-Pro. Man, let me tell you something. He's been doing business in Washington. I think he's been there since like 2019, I think. Let me tell you something. 5 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, and he's had 38 touchdowns in his career so far. I know he's close to 30, right? But I just want to ask, hey, do you want to see the New York Jets make a trade for him? There's been a lot of Jets fans talking and screaming at me about this, and I want to have the discussion with you. I'm listening to both sides, okay? Don't yell. Don't scream at me. I'm just listening to both sides. We're also going to be talking about the Jets' upcoming preseason game against the Packers. So we're going to be discussing that. I got to get to these lines, okay? I got to get to these lines. You guys all see the numbers, okay? 805-885-0467 is the numbers. Call in. Please give this stream a thumbs up wherever you're watching me from, okay? And throw a comment in there. Salutes to all the savages in the chat. I see you in the building. Venom G salutes. He says, what's up? Modulus salutes. Good to see you in the building as well. He says, Joe, great seeing you for the first time this season. Salutes. Okay, salutes. Your boy's doing his thing. Your boy is in the building, okay? And I hope everyone's enjoying themselves and having a good time, okay? Having a great time, all right? Also, Modulus, I'll get to that other question as well as far as wins with Aaron Glenn. There's a lot to have a discussion about that as well. But, we're going to be discussing some talk tonight. So, Max salutes. Good to see you in the building. Max, how are you doing today? Before you start talking, let me give you your respect, man. For those of you that do not know, this man, Max, is a savage. All right? He's in the building. Max salutes, man. What are your thoughts so far about Jets camp? How are you feeling about the Jets passing game struggling a bit, man? Mm-hmm. 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 So how are you feeling, right? I understand practice, you making mistakes, but how are you feeling about this Jets running game, man? We're seeing a lot of positive talk about it. We're seeing guys, especially guys like Isaiah Davis, Braylon Allen is dealing with knee soreness. We're seeing, him kind of step up and getting some shine as well and looking good. What are your thoughts about that, man? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, what are your thoughts, man, about the wide receiver position? A lot of stuff going on with Arian Smith. What are your thoughts about that and everything that he's been doing? Mm-hmm.
Or drop the ball.
Mm-hmm. So what are your thoughts about like you said, like Arian Smith? What are your thoughts about like Mason Taylor being a guy that's kind of stepping up and filling in with that role?
So Mason Taylor could be really good tight end. He can fit this tight end room. He's probably gonna have like around like 5 touchdowns. And the reason that I feel like Justin Fields likes to target the tight ends,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Mason Taylor could have a really productive season with the New York Jets. I think just it would be one of Justin Fields one of his favorite targets.
Mm-hmm.
Fields likes to target a lot the tight ends. Like that's I remember on the Bears he used to target Cole Kmet, and then with the Steelers he targeted a lot the tight end before he got benched. So Justin Fields likes to usually target the tight end usually in the offense, and
Mm-hmm.
then if Justin Fields wants to be successful, we have to like run a Ravens style offense. We have a really good running game.
Mm-hmm.
We do play action onto the tight end. We pass it to the tight end. So just my thoughts on it.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I'm thinking that Mason Taylor's going to have a again, with that high ankle sprain. It sucks, but hopefully they can manage that situation and he gets, can get back rolling. I think he's going to have a big time opportunity in this upcoming year, offensively for the Jets. There's been a lot of talk about Myers as well, possibly beating out Tippmann along this offensive line at that center position. What are your thoughts about that? Do you think Joe Tippmann is really in danger of losing the starting center spot?
I mean, I think Joe Tippmann is a good center, but I don't know with Josh Myers. I feel like I've heard he's not that good of a center, but I hopefully Tippmann is good enough to play center.
Mm-hmm.
I remember last year, the ball went a little bit too high when it was a big concern. Trading hands, so maybe Myers beats him out. Maybe Aaron Glenn prefers Myers over Joe Tippmann. That's just my thoughts on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts about the Jets defense, man? There's been a lot of talk about this secondary and putting things together. Cisco's looking good back there. Stevens knocking balls down. We've seen Sauce. How are you feeling about it, man? Does this give you a warm, fuzzy feeling going into, the season?
I think the Jets defense is going to be better this year, in my opinion. I really like what Aaron Glenn is doing with the culture. So I remember, I like that Aaron Glenn's doing like a live tackling drill because I remember last year this Jets team was terrible with tackling. It was like really bad. It was so bad that Josh Ulbrich had to do mid-season practice on tackling. It was that bad. So I like that Aaron Glenn is going back to the basics, doing a tackling drill because
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about it with someone. I was like, oh, these are professionals. Oh, we should do a tackle drill. I mean, every level of football, high school, like Pee Wee football, college, NFL, it always should have a tackling drill. Because
Mm-hmm.
seriously, fundamental. If you want to be a good football player, like fundamentals is like the number one biggest thing in terms of like football.
Mm-hmm.
And I think tackling, you should, like the legal tackles. I like that Aaron Glenn's bringing back physicality to this defense. Like
Yep.
I feel like Silas was kind of like stubborn, like let's play zone 3-4. But I feel like these coordinate. I mean, our defense is good under Salah, but
Mm-hmm.
we were Salah was stubborn, and he was soft on his players, and I like that Glenn's bringing physicality to the defense, and especially to the Jets, because I feel like he could be a good head coach in this league, Aaron Glenn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you will as well. What are your thoughts about the Jets possibly trading for Terry McLaurin? There's a lot of Jets fans that want it. A lot of Jets fans don't. Where do you stand on this?
I think we actually absolutely 100% need to trade for Terry McLaurin because
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, we do not have a wide receiver too. Like Garrett Wilson is the only good wide receiver, and there's Jets fans that may disagree, because the price of it. Like this is my proposed trade. I would trade Brees Hall to the Commanders and
Wait,
exchange
what?
for Terry
Wait,
McLaurin.
what? Whoa, stop. Whoa. You're
I
trading
mean, you
Brees
may disagree
Hall.
with me on that.
Go ahead, talk to
I'm
me.
just
I'm
saying
listening.
it's
I'm listening.
I'm just saying it because the Commanders are probably going to ask for like Brees Hall or someone like that for
Okay.
like one of our receivers
Okay.
to get Tyler McLaurin. I think we desperately need a wide receiver too. And
Okay.
I'm not saying Brees Hall is a bad player. I'm just saying running back is one of the most replaceable positions in the National Football League. Last month we signed a big extension to both Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson. Brees Hall hasn't signed his extension yet. So and we also have a really good like running back corps. I think like Isaiah Davis. I was on the Matt O'Leary show. Like someone was talking about it. Isaiah Davis has potential to be a really good running back because he was speedy. He had like
Mm-hmm.
40 yards and 10 carries against the Miami Dolphins. He showed us explosiveness. He could be a future running back one. And then Brad Allen is also a very good running back. So I feel like running back is like an easily replaceable position.
Okay.
And Tyler McLaurin. Another idea I was talking about was the idea that the Jets can get Michael Parsons from the trade market. And I saw that Michael Parsons was requesting a trade. And I was like, you know what? I think the Jets could get Michael Parsons. You may disagree with me. We had issues with Hassan Reddick. Last year he sat out for the first like 6-7 weeks of the season.
Mm-hmm.
But in this
Here's my
scenario, I would trade Jermaine Johnson to the Cowboys and exchange for Michael Parsons. You may disagree. I just think with Jermaine Johnson, he's like very injury prone. It's really hard to recover from ACL. He won't be the same explosive defensive end as he was. Imagine his defense. You have Michael Parsons. You have Will McDonald. That would be a really good defense. So
Yeah,
it'd be
but
like top 5 defense.
listen, Max. I listen. Everyone, I hear what you're saying, and I understand. First, I want to go really quickly to McLaurin, and then I'll address the Parsons. Listen, I understand. There's a lot of Jets fans that were talking about trading Brees Hall last season, and I don't remember. Maybe you're calling in and talking about that as well. There's a lot of Jets fans that wanted Braylon Allen to start over Brees Hall last season, but I understand that he did not sign a deal, and I understand that a lot of people have been frustrated at times with Brees Hall. But Brees Hall's talent he is insanely good. Like, he's wild good. Like, he's a guy that has the ability to really be the top back in the league. And I understand the want for McLaurin. I think he's a good wide receiver in this league. Again, he's coming off of like over 1,000 yards this past season, but he's 29. And I think that, that window for him is closing very, very fast. And I think that Brees Hall is a guy that can continue to ascend in this league. So I understand talking about possibly moving on for him because there's a lot of Jets fans that have been frustrated with him, but that is not something that I would do at all. That's not something I would do. Especially, and again, hold on, and especially because, again, he wants a deal. He wants to get paid as well. McLaurin wants to get big money. That's the big issue with him and Washington, especially with them getting Debo. So a 29-year-old guy who, again, has had I think he's had 5 seasons with over 1,000 yards. He's a solid receiver in this league, but I don't think you give up Brees Hall for that. And I'm hoping that Brees Hall will get a deal this upcoming year. I don't want to say the Jets are making a mistake not giving him a deal, but with him talking about going into the season with a chip on his shoulder, if he balls out this year, like I think he's going to ball out this year in a run-orientated offense, which is what this offense looks like it's going to be from everything we've seen in training camp and everything that they talked about. If Brees Hall goes full Brees Hall, brother, yeah, we're going to have a problem on our hands. I'm just saying. We're going to have to pay him. And I understand that running back is replaceable. Like that's, with the quote fingers, because there are some running backs that are not as replaceable as you believe. The Giants said that about Saquon Barkley. That's all I'm saying. The Giants said that about Saquon. Oh, he's replaceable. Bruh, if you look at what he's doing in Philadelphia, it's insane. Now, going to Micah Parsons, I don't think that trade would happen, and I don't think you can get that trade for Jermaine Johnson. Micah Parsons is another guy that wants a big deal too, and he's a pass rusher. He's a guy that gets to the quarterback. I don't think we can afford him and everybody else, especially when we need to talk about paying Will McDonald in a couple years. Like, there's a lot of guys with deals coming up too. Elijah Vera Tucker. There's guys coming up that are guys that have been solid for us, that are guys that you can stand on to continue to go forward, right? Guys that you can build your team with. So I don't think that Michael Parsons is coming here. I don't think that trade will happen, especially with what the Cowboys will ask for him. And then you have to give him a deal as well. I think the Jets, we're in an okay place, especially defensively. Jermaine Johnson, again, coming off that big injury he had last year, I expect him to come in and do some things. Now, do I expect like sacks in the teens? No, not coming immediately off that injury, but I do think he'll heal up and he'll be back ready to go. But I'm telling you right now, and I told the same way I told people the first year drafting Will McDonald, I think that Will McDonald's going to be phenomenal this upcoming year. I'm expecting like 14, 15 sacks. Real talk. I think he's going to have that, especially with some of the things that we've done outside. So I think that Will McDonald's going to have a season where he goes off. And from everything we're hearing about Michael Clemens, the guy that everybody hated, including myself, last season, Michael Clemens, there's a lot of talk about him being better this upcoming season than we've seen him since he's been here. We'll see. We'll see. Okay? Because the jury's still out on him. But he's out there doing some things and looking all right. But no, I don't know. I don't think we'll trade Jermaine Johnson. And again, I think the Cowboys are looking to juice. But I understand your take on McLaurin. I don't agree with it, but I respect it and understand it. So we got this upcoming preseason game against the Pack. Give me your thoughts, man. What are you expecting to see out of this Jets offense, and how long do you want to see the Jets offensive starters out on the field, if at all?
So I think the Jets starters should be in for like a quarter or two. You know, there have been a couple injuries on the offense. I don't want like the Jets to have like a ton of injuries start for week one, but I think if you play our starters for a quarter or two, just to get acclimated to the offense, I want to see Aaron Smith in this preseason. I want to see Malachi Corley. I want to see Malachi Corley is much improved. I want to see if Aaron Smith is like the real deal. You know, I want to see a couple of these defensive players, Azaria Thomas. I want to see Malachi Moore. I want to see those players in the preseason. So I want to see like how our new draft picks fare in the preseason.
What about defensively? What one player on defense during this upcoming preseason game are you keeping your eyes on the most?
I'm keeping an eye out on Azaria Thomas. I want to see if he can take this a corner two role next year. Because right now Brandon Stevens is the cornerback two behind Sauce Gardner. If Azaria Thomas performs well in the preseason, maybe mid-season he can be like, if Brandon Stevens is struggling, Azaria Thomas could be our starting quarter two right behind Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
So that's just my thoughts on it.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, man, I want to thank you for calling in, Max. I know I've been away. I know people have been yelling at me. Okay. But I'm back. All right. And we're going to keep the live shows rolling. Thank you for calling in, Max. You're phenomenal, man. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you. All right.
Okay.
All right. You have a good one. Listen, man, that was Max calling in. Again, you know, everybody has takes. I'm here to listen, okay? Don't yell at me. I'm here to listen, all right? JJ, we will come in right back to you in a second. I'm here to listen to everyone's takes. Now, I don't always agree with everybody's takes. You feel me? I don't always agree with everybody's takes. I'm not a guy that, is just agrees with everything. But, I understand. I understood where he was coming from, but I don't think you get rid of Breece Hall like that. I really, really don't. I think Breece Hall is a guy that you keep around, especially again with McLaurin, 29, looking for a big deal. I just don't think that you move on from him. JJ, is this you? Hello?
Yo, what's good, bro?
Yeah, hold on.
Sir.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Listen. So we're going to keep getting to these lines. Salutes to you, JJ. And I also want to talk just a little bit about, hey, there's been some issues with penalties as well for all the savages in the chat that's listening, all right? The Jets have had a practice, okay, when them penalty issues was up, all right? I'm hoping that they can clean this up. I'm hoping they can clean this up because we saw that be an issue last season, okay? And I know that was a different staff, a lot of different stuff going on. But if that continues to be in the player's DNA and it bleeds over, I think the Jets last season led the NFL in penalty yards. That's insane. You can't win games like that. You cannot win games like that, bro. You can't. So let me get to the callers. Listen, JJ salutes. For those of you that do not know JJ, he's a savage. Okay? Always good to see you in the building, JJ. Listen, we got a lot to discuss, man. And I want to start there with you. What are your thoughts, man? Penalty issues that we've seen in practice. Are you concerned about that bleeding over into the season?
Well, first, man, I just got to say it's great to have you back, man.
Thank you.
For sure.
Thank you, man. It's always good to talk to y'all. Listen, life is great, okay?
Absolutely.
Life is tremendous. I apologize, everybody. you know, your boy's
Glad
been
to hear
taking
it.
care of business. All right, doing a lot of great things in this world. I am sorry. Okay, I
Gotcha.
apologize. People yelled at me on Twitter. People yelled at me everywhere else. People yelling at me in the streets when they see me. Joe, what are you doing? Okay, I hear you. Okay, I hear you. I apologize, JJ. And again, thank you for calling
Apology accepted.
in.
Apology accepted.
Give me your thoughts, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, all right. So listen, it wouldn't be the Jets without penalties, right? So we're back in the swing of things. I mean, it's the Jets tradition, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. They
But
got
a
to clean it up.
penalty. Who commits penalties like us?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody.
So, are you
But
concerned about it?
if
Do you
you,
think they'll? Do you
Mhm.
think this new staff will nip it in the bud?
Yeah, I'm hoping. It definitely seems like a no nonsense type of staff.
Yeah.
Coaching staff. So yeah, you would hope. You would hope it doesn't, spill over to the preseason and then obviously the regular season. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's all we could do and just hope. Yeah, penalties. I mean, it's killed us for years.
Yeah.
How many times have we had a touchdown, call it back, a holding,
Mm-hmm.
or a false start? It can't happen. If we want to improve and take a leap and not win 4 or 5 games, you can't have it. You can't have penalties.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just can't.
I'm hoping, and again, I think they will. And Aaron Glenn has been very clear about, putting things that have not worked for the New York Jets in the past, putting those things to bed, and getting that stuff up out of here. Cleaning things up. He's made guys aware. Again, very no nonsense. I mean, look how they stepped in and handled Aaron Rodgers. I didn't necessarily think it was the best approach, but they were very, to the point. This is what we're doing. This is what we're not doing. Look at the way he handles the media. Like Aaron Glenn don't be playing. Anytime they ask him about Bill Parcells, he makes sure to let everyone know that he is not Bill Parcells and that he's going to do things his way. Like he's very, very brash, very
I like him, man.
Yeah.
I like everything I've seen. Obviously now it's about winning, because that'll wear thin quick, but I like him, man. I really do. I like his intensity. I really do. So I'm hoping, I'm hoping he's the guy. I definitely like him. I like his attitude. I just like everything about him, but now it's about winning. So that's the real test. You know what I mean? So.
What are your thoughts about the Jets' passing game struggling a bit in camp, but the running game looking really good? What are your thoughts about that, man?
Yeah, the pass, I mean, this has been an issue forever. You can't sell me on Reynolds and Lazard as your wide receiver 2 and wide receiver 3. That's awful. I'm sorry. It's awful any way you slice it. It's terrible. It really is.
Yeah.
Like it's that, no. They should be like your number 5, not number 2 and 3, not even close. It's huge, especially when you have a young quarterback with upside. But he's had his, his up and downs. I mean, you can't just have Garrett Wilson and then a bunch of Joe Schmoes out there. Come on, Lazard and Reynolds.
Yeah.
What are we doing right now?
Yeah.
Honestly.
So what are your thoughts about Aaron Smith? Because we're seeing, and I agree with you, Lazard, there's a lot of Jets fans, and I had a lot of arguments with Jets fans just about him alone. There's a lot of Jets fans I've talked to where they was like, well, Joe, we got Alan Lazard. I said the same guy that has led the league in drops at one point, the same guy that was running around and got benched at one point, that was running lazy routes and wasn't going up to get the football. And at first it was, it's Zach Wilson. He doesn't want to play with him, which is crazy. It's crazy to say that you will excuse a player for not wanting to play if his starter's not out there. Can you imagine where the Philadelphia Eagles would be if they just went, well, Carson Wentz went down. We don't have to play. Forget this guy, Nick Foles. We're not going to run around for him. Like, look, where would they be without a Super Bowl? You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's ridiculous in itself. But then when Aaron Rodgers came back, he was no better. He still sucked. That's why we ran out and got Devontae Adams. Anybody remember that? Because it was Garrett Wilson and a bunch of nobodies. Come on, guys. Like, I'm not sold. I watched him get benched, and I watched Robert Saleh, who never talked crazy about players, tell the media, tell everyone publicly that guy had a year and a half left with the football team. Wild.
Don't get me started on Reynolds. If you remember 2 years ago with the Lions, Do you remember that NFC Championship game where he had the 2 drops on 4th and 1 twice?
Talk
And
about it,
on the
JJ.
on the 2 biggest plays of the game. I mean, drops a 5-year-old should have caught. 4th and 1, he's wide open both times. They went for it in the second half, and both drops changed the game. And that's our wide receiver too.
So
Come on now.
now
If he did that for my team, I would have. Oh, I don't even know.
So now,
I don't even know.
So now we're talking about that, JJ. I'm gonna ask you this, okay? I'm just listening to takes. That's what your boy Joe's doing. I'm listening to takes, okay? Don't, savages, don't get after me. I'm just listening. A lot of Jets fans saying, "Hey, the Jets don't have a viable number 2. They need somebody else outside of Garrett Wilson to go out there and make a play." Terry McLaurin is a guy that is screaming that he wants out of Washington, and there's a lot of teams around the league, right, that are looking at him. And there's rumors swirling that the Jets, could be in the mix or could be, inquiring about him and things like that. Would you like to see the New York Jets make a move to grab this guy?
I might sound like I'm kind of being a hypocrite because I'm a core, but let me just say, you're going to have to give up a premium draft, right? At minimum a third, probably a second.
Okay.
Right? And then you're going to have to pay him big money after we just paid Garrett Wilson big money. So paying 2 wide receivers huge money, is that the way to go? And then does he fit our timeline? Like, are we ready? Even with McLaurin as our wide receiver too. It's a big upgrade. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But do we want to pay a premium in money and in draft capital, and we still don't know if we're ready yet, even with the McLaurin?
Well, can I?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let me play devil's advocate here. I'm just gonna play devil's advocate.
Sure.
I hear what you're saying, JJ. But at the end of the day, when are you gonna be ready? Right?
Fair.
Everyone's expectations.
That's fair.
Yeah. Everyone's expectations is what? Is to at least make the playoffs this season. The Jets have gone over a decade and have not sniffed the playoffs. We haven't been to the playoffs since Rex Ryan was the coach here. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
We're looking at this season.
I like that rebuttal. I like that rebuttal, honestly. That was, that's fair.
We're looking at this season, right? Fair. We're looking at this season, and we're saying, okay, Justin Fields, he brings something to our offense that we haven't had in the past with his ability to move around, make plays in the pocket. We know he's got an arm, right? So that opens up RPOs. We look at our running game. We think it's going to be solid. We got 3 really good running backs. Of course, Breece Hall being, the lead back. Everything is looking solid. Some people saying the Jets might have the best offensive line, a top 5, or some people saying we might have a top offensive line in the league, which we'll see. You look at wideout, though, man. Yeah. We've seen that hurt us in the past. We've seen in the past, hey, look, double Garrett Wilson and everybody else gets shut down. Where else is Fields going to go with the ball? Okay, a 3rd-round pick? Cool. Give it up, dog. Give up a 3rd-round pick so that you can make some moves. Because if this team shows up and shows out, and let's say the Jets defense goes back to, what it was 3-4 years ago, right? When it was just shutting people down, but the offense couldn't score. The offense couldn't put it together because we didn't have enough weapons. I don't want to see that again, okay? Devil's advocate here. I don't want to see that again. I don't want to see those struggles again. If the Jets defense is constantly putting us in positions to win games and we can't get it done because it's just triple Garrett Wilson and nobody else can do anything, I don't want to do that. I'll make a move for McLaurin. I'll get it done. 3rd-round pick, whatever. The guy's had 5 seasons over 1,000 yards. 5 seasons. 5. He's putting up numbers.
No, listen,
Go get a viable number 2 and make something happen and make the playoffs. What do you say to that?
Yeah. No, listen, if we got him, there would be no complaints from me. I'll be honest. But it's still, you're going to have to go up a lot, and then you're going to have to pay him. But listen, I can't deny he will be a huge upgrade at wide receiver too. Mm-hmm. It would be like, yeah. So, no, but I get you. Like, when are we going to be ready? That's fair. Listen, that's fair. If we traded for McLaurin, I'm sure I'm not going to be crying.
Yeah. Look, I'm a guy listening to takes. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I understand Jets fans just kind of stepping away from the devil's advocate role there. I understand Jets fans, that want him, but I do understand the other side too. He's 29. He's asking for a big deal, but it is tempting.
Right.
When you turn around.
No, it is.
Say, when are we going to win? Like,
Right.
what are we waiting on here? I mean, when are we gonna
No,
win,
that's
dude?
fair.
You know, when are we gonna win?
Totally fair.
So I understand that. But
Totally fair.
as we continue
Totally
forward
fair.
and we talk about, this offense, man, Mason Taylor had a high ankle
Oh.
sprain this season, but when he heals up and gets everything together, let's say they get him, back solid, what do you think he'll be able to bring to this offense, man? Because I have big expectations out of him.
Listen, I mean, he's our second best weapon right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the passing game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd rather be throwing him the ball than Lazard or Reynolds or, I mean, I guess maybe Brees too is up
Mm-hmm.
there.
Yep. Yeah.
That
Brees
just
is
shows
absolutely
like
up there.
that the wide receiver core is lacking so much. We're looking at a running back and a
Mm-hmm.
rookie tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's why it's like you never want to lose a player, especially a young player, in training camp, because every snap is vital.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I know he was having a great camp, so it's just very frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very frustrating.
I'm hoping he gets it to, I'm hoping they get it together. I'm hoping they're still, they're able to manage that pain, keep the swelling down, and that he feels okay. High ankle sprains are, especially the depending on the severity, that's an injury that tends to linger.
Yeah.
Would
it surprise you if he's not even ready for the season? That could be weeks.
It depends on how bad it is. From everything that Aaron Glenn has said so far, he's definitely going to be out this upcoming week. But yeah, high ankle sprains, sometimes it could be 6-7 weeks sometimes. But we'll see. Knock on wood, that does not happen. But again, I just want to wait and see. But that is an injury that tends to linger and hamper performance, especially again for guys that are getting out there, cutting and making and running and doing all those things that tight ends do. So I'm hoping he's all right. But again, if he can get out there and he's good, man, he could have big numbers this season. Because like you said as well, there's not a lot of people to get in the way of him. Being a guy that really gets targets and receptions on this football team. It's really Garrett Wilson. Our top playmakers really is Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, and him as far as in the passing game. Of course, Braylon Allen comes out in the passing game from time to time. But when we talk about catching the football, running routes, stuff like that, Breece Hall is definitely the top back there. Now, as we talk about weapons and we talked about Breece, do you think the Jets front office made a mistake not getting a deal done with him before this season started? Or before camp started?
Right. I'm kind of in that school of running backs. Unfortunately, we kind of know what we all say. Don't really pay them huge money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Brees he had a poor year last year. I know, he had a poor O-line.
Yep.
Smith didn't work out at left tackle.
Nope.
He killed him a lot of times, missing
terrible.
wide open blocks.
He was so
that could have sprung him. Oh my God. So you're hoping with, Olu now as the permanent left tackle, like you were saying, this O-line, I mean, boy, oh boy, it can be incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially, right? But it could be amazing. It could be just unreal, this O-line. I think it could be top 5 at minimum.
Mm-hmm.
I think it could be the best. I'll say it. Maybe Detroit, Detroit's is elite, but ours could be right there. No doubt. To have those 2 young tackles and that left guard who had a great year last season. AVT, if he stays healthy. So I think, but Brees, again, poor year last year. So he's got to show me some more.
Okay.
He's got to show me some more. Yeah, he's got to show me some more.
No. Yeah. No, listen, I understand it. And I respect that take.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'd like to see him got a deal done with him, but that's okay. That's all right at this point. What's done is done. He's talking about coming into the season with a chip on his shoulder, and he is going to ball out. So as we continue forward, man, there's been a lot of positive talk surrounding the Jets defense. Cisco, Stevens, Sauce really going out there and putting things together.
Yeah,
Has that kind of eased your mind about, the Jets secondary? Like, because there was a lot of concerns coming into training camp about them.
Right. Right, because I was, when we lost Reed, and then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was with you. I know you mentioned earlier
Yep.
Stevens. Yeah, when
Yep.
we signed him to that money, I was like, isn't this a guy from Baltimore that was always getting lit
Getting
up like a
cooked.
Christmas
Yep.
tree?
Getting
I was
burned.
like, this
Getting
is
cooked. Getting
yeah,
burned. Yes, he
he would get
was.
burned
Getting lost in
every game.
coverage.
He would, oh yeah, I was like, no, we did not just give him this contract, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so hey, I know he's looked good in camp, so you know let's just hope it's a new Steven,
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, some plays there with Baltimore, oof, yeah, not pretty, but yeah, in camp, I'm very hopeful. I know the previous caller mentioned it too. Thomas, the corner,
Mm-hmm.
Zary Thomas, I think he's got upside. Was he about 6'2"?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm hoping he could. I think there's something right. I think there's something there with him. I'm hoping he can. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful about him. So maybe he could even leapfrog Stevens and become the cornerback too.
Mm-hmm.
So Stevens can continue to look how he's looked in camp, and Thomas can live up to his potential. I think we can have. Yeah, maybe we have. Maybe it's not just Sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one of them can replace Reed, and we have a better cornerback room than I guess I was, thinking
Mm-hmm.
after losing Reed and replacing him with Stevens. So, but again, it's all about the pass rush.
Yeah.
Pass rush is going to make, the corners look better.
Yeah.
So McDonald's can continue to ball out like he's been doing, and you hope Jermaine Johnson comes back smoothly from that tough injury. So, yeah. So maybe the defense could be solid. Run the ball, just
Mm-hmm.
play good defense. Maybe that's the way.
Yeah. No,
You
yeah.
know.
Listen, you're talking that
Yeah.
talk. So
So
now, just to go into
yeah.
this, upcoming preseason game against the Pack, man. What is an offensive player
Mm,
that you're going to be keeping your eye on during this upcoming game, man?
it's gonna be Arian Smith, 100%.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Offensive wise, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm hoping he could step up.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the speed. We all heard about the hands, but I haven't heard too many about drop. I haven't heard too many reports in camp about bad hands. So
Mm-hmm.
there's talent there. I'm hoping, again, if he could take over for one of those stone hands, Lazard or Reynolds, please, please step up. So yeah, to the young players, I don't know if Membu's gonna. I would hope some
Mm-hmm.
of the young players play.
Yeah.
That would definitely be exciting to see a Smith, a Membu. Obviously, Taylor's gonna be out,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, the more young players we get to see right away, the more exciting it'll be for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be watching every play, especially if Membu's in, and I'll be watching the whole game. Just
Yeah.
hope to see some of the young players. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm hoping
So
myself as well. I'm hoping
yeah,
I'd like to see the starters at least get a series, maybe 2 series,
right,
3 series, because again,
right,
they're still trying to put that passing game together. And I really would like, and we've seen this in the
right,
past where the Jets, and this is something that happened with Aaron Rodgers, when Aaron Rodgers was here particularly, not getting guys out there and not running, multiple series to get things together. And I always said this was going to affect the Jets when they got into the season. And we saw that, right? When Aaron Rodgers was here, we saw it because guys were running the wrong routes, guys were missing blocks. We saw these things continue
right,
to go throughout the season. I think it was because they didn't get enough work in the offseason. And there was other issues, but there was a lot of issues with getting the work in the offseason. And I think when you're installing a new offense like Inglestrand is here, and
right,
Aaron Glenn, all that whole staff, they're installing a lot of different things. You want to get guys out there and get them some live action as much as you can
right.
without stepping over that line. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not, this is not
A hundred,
the show. You know what I'm saying? But this is the lead up to the big show. You know what I'm saying? So I
right,
would like to see them out there
exactly.
for, 3, maybe 4 series, maybe 3 to 4 series. Go out there, let them do their thing. Especially again, if we're talking about this offensive line, and we know this offensive line, new offense, they have to gel. That offensive line
Right,
is that position group is a lot different than other position groups. They really have to have a synergy. They have to have that camaraderie where they know what the man next to them is
right,
going to do. And with Mimbu, again, being a rookie, there's big expectations on him. We all know that over there on that right side. Let's get him, let's get him out there. If the Jets are going to have this top offense and top offensive line, like everybody's saying, and we're going to be the best in the league, bro, they got to go out there and really get it together, because top offensive lines in the league don't yield you being 31st in rushing in the league. That's not what happens. You got a top offensive line in the league, you're usually near the top of the league. You know what I'm saying? You're usually near the top of the league in rushing. You're not getting your quarterback hit as much. And again, I understand we added Mimbu. That was a big addition, but he's a rookie. You know what I'm saying? And I love that pick. But we got to go out there and put it out there on the field. What defensive player are you going to be keeping your eyes on out there?
I'm going to go down again. I'm going to go Thomas.
Okay.
Go Thomas, that corner.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So you're going to go Thomas at corner. All right.
Yeah, I'm going Thomas.
Listen, JJ, this is a phenomenal call from you, man. Phenomenal call. I'm back.
Appreciate you, man.
Shows
Thanks a
are
lot.
back. Okay,
Thank
I
you.
apologize, y'all. All right, I apologize, but we all good. Thank
good,
you for calling in. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, all right?
Absolutely. Appreciate you,
all
man.
Right. You have a good one. Absolutely. Listen, man, a lot of people have a lot of takes, man. Salutes to all the savages in the chat. I see you in the building. Okay, I see you in the building. Hello? We got a call coming in. Hello? What's your name?
Val.
Say it again?
Val.
Val? Oh, this is Val. Oh,
Yes,
Val, hold on a second. Listen. For those of y'all that don't know, salutes to all the savages in the chat. We will be getting to y'all. Modulus, I see you. Okay, I'm gonna answer your question, and we're going to get to everybody. Okay, but this man Val's in the building. Okay, for those of y'all that don't know, when Val steps in, the circus begins. Okay, dun, 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 dun. Okay, listen, Val, he's a savage. All right. He's in the building. Val, salutes. Good to hear from you, man. All right. We've been talking that talk tonight. A lot of things going on, man. A lot of things moving and shaking. We haven't talked in a bit. I've been away for a little bit. All right. What are your thoughts about Sauce and Garrett Wilson's deal getting done? How do you feel about them being Jets for, some years to come, man?
Well, salute to the Savage, man. It's been a while, man. It seems like Blog Talk and Joe just took a vacation. And I don't know if Blog Talk is still on the vacation and stuff, but, we going to keep it moving, man. New season, man. Let's just hope that the clouds eventually open up. But, yes, we have taken care of the young talent. Garrett Wilson, we already knew Sauce was going to sign up. Sauce was advocating that he wanted to be a Jet for life. I knew it, and that's why everybody was buying a Sauce Gardner jersey, you know what I'm saying? And everybody was supporting Sauce. But we was always questioning, is Garrett Wilson going to sign that contract? Because that was the person that was just like, I don't know, he's giving that energy that he's looking like he's got out of here, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But I'm so happy that we made the transition. We made him happy. We got him his quarterback that he's been playing with since college and stuff. So everything is gearing towards his way, and now he has to pick up the pieces and take his game to a whole nother level. And hopefully he could do it this year. And Sauce Gardner, we just need you to get back to how we already knew you, and just take your game to a whole nother level and get to tackling and getting those interceptions. Even though sometimes it's not all your fault, because like I said, a lot of the quarterbacks on the other side know not to pass it that way. So. Hopefully that's going well and stuff. So, let's just get back to how they was, man. And I'm just so happy that they got their contract signed. And I'm glad that we took care of homegrown talent. And that's something that we never really do. So I'm glad that the culture is changing.
Yeah. Now, speaking of culture changing, man, we're looking at that wide receiver position. And yes, listen, Garrett Wilson, phenomenal. We all love him, right? He's unbelievable. And he's been doing a lot of great things in camp. But after him, it's
downhill from there.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, right? I mean, Arian Smith has been showing some things. He's been impressive, but there's no guy that you can really look at and say, hey, he's the number 2 guy, right? He's a guy that's going to be able to jump in and handle business. I mean, what are your thoughts about this wide receiver group at this point, man?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Joe. I am not too strong about it. I'm gonna be honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
Joe. If you look at the last playoffs, is nothing but weapons, weapons, and weapons. You have to have weapons
Mm-hmm.
because the defense will lock down your best wide receivers, and you have to have that secondary wide receiver that's gonna actually take up for you. I mean, look at the Bengals. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you got T Higgins, then you got Chase. You got Chase as well too.
Mm-hmm.
And even Lamar Jackson, he struggles when he doesn't have his second wide receiver or anything, and he's been struggling ever since because of that. When it gets to the postseason, so
Mm-hmm.
you have to have as much weapons as possible. And it just seems like we're kind of like probably like setting the culture, trying to try out players and stuff like that to see what's gonna happen next year, and then next year we're gonna start spending. But it just seems like this year is more like a tryout year for
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying, to see who's gonna be fitting this culture and going forward. That's kind of how the feel that I'm getting from
Mm-hmm.
this year. But like I said, I want to make it to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I really want to make it to the playoffs, and I just really hope that we're gonna take this. I mean, it's not a rebuild, but it just feels like we're repairing, what the previous regime did,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're gonna start spending next year. But it just seems like this year is more like a tryout year.
Mm.
That's how the feeling I'm getting, and I might be wrong though.
Okay. So with that being said, right? A lot of people I've talked to tonight. Listen, Terry McLaurin. A lot of people. A lot of Jets fans really excited at the possibility of the Jets making a move for him. A lot of them want to see that happen. There's been a lot of Jets fans too, though, that I've talked to. Whether it be social media or anything else that are not interested. What are your thoughts? Do you think the Jets should make a trade and grab him?
I mean, yeah, he's looking for big money, and if you want to take it to that next level, because like I said, we're in a division that is no joke. Like we got the Buffalo Bills, we got the Dolphins, whatever they're doing, and then
Mm-hmm.
you got the Patriots. They actually spent a lot of money this whole season, and if you really want to take that extra leap, you got to get those weapons, man. If you pair him with Garrett Wilson, then we're really talking. And he's a young player at that too. He's 29, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So putting him with Garrett Wilson, they're gonna feed off of each other, and I feel like as much weapons that you could get, I feel like that's gonna be best as well too. But it's just like I just said, the wide receiver core is really just like how you just said on the previous call. Man, it's gonna be like you already know what the defense is gonna do. They're gonna double team on Garrett Wilson, take him completely out the game, and then you're gonna rely on Alan Lazard
Mm-hmm.
and these other players that we are questioning marks and stuff. So it's just I will feel comfortable us getting a number 2 wide receiver, and we don't even have to spend. We could go to free agency. We could get a Kenny Allen.
Mm-hmm.
We could probably go and get I would say a Arrow Cooper. You know what I'm saying? We could probably get Cooper in here as well too. So I just really feel like we should just try to go and get a number 2 wide receiver, even though they're a little bit older. But I feel like we need to at least secure that number 2 wide receiver. So we can give a fair chance to Justin Fields.
Okay. So you're in on trading for McLaurin. That's yes.
Yes.
Okay.
To answer
Okay.
your question,
So with that said,
I'm in on that.
let's continue on this road. So if you're in on trading McLaurin, what is the most that you are willing to give up for him?
I would say a 3rd round pick, probably a 3rd round pick. And
What if they ask you for
probably,
a second and a 5th?
Oh, they're asking for a second?
What if? No, I'm just saying. I'm going to be Washington. I want a 2nd round pick and a 5th round pick.
Okay, so if the plan is that we're gonna extend him, and the way how he just played last year,
Mm-hmm.
I would do it. To be honest with you, because we're not gonna look for another wide receiver.
All right.
But yeah, I will probably do it. And then for that first round, we're gonna see how everything goes. But it's like I said, it's up to Justin Fields, and I just feel like they're not gonna probably pull the trigger because they're not probably all in when it comes to Justin Fields and stuff. Like I said, everything this year just feels like a tryout year. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see them doing it, but for me, I would do it because I really want to make the playoffs. That's just for me, my take, because we've been watching a lot of bad a lot of bad Jets games and stuff like that. But I just really want to be contenders again, man.
No, listen, and that's why I keep telling people specifically on this topic. I'm not a guy that is going to go crazy on people if they are interested in trading for McLaurin. I'm not. I'm not going to go crazy on you because I understand, right? There's a lot of takes that I do not agree with. I mean, vehemently don't agree with.
Got you.
I had a lot of Jets fans talking about, hey, we need to re-sign Jamal. We need to bring Jamal back before he went and signed with another team. And I was vehemently against that. Like, you guys are crazy, right? Those are takes that I
popped in my mind as soon as I seen that happen.
but this right here, trading for Terry is like, I understand why some Jets fans want to see this happen. But my thing is, and this is kind of the other side of the coin that I look at, he's going to be 30, which means that window is, and we've seen that. The Jets are known for getting those older wide receivers where that window is closed right when we get them. He's going to be 30, and then the big money that he's looking for at 30. He's looking for big money. 5 consecutive, 1,000-yard seasons. What he did last year with Washington as well. I think he had like 13 touchdowns last year. He's looking for big money, baby. And I don't know, right, if the Jets are going to be able to give him the bag, the type of bag that he wants, and then also take care of other guys that we have on this football team. Real talk.
That's true.
Like,
that's true.
I mean, we just, and we're going to talk about it in a second. Like, Breece Hall is one of these guys where I'm looking around like, okay, yeah. Some people, and I had a caller earlier say they wanted to trade him. There's a lot of Jets fans that have been frustrated with him, ready to move on from him. But if Breece Hall comes out this season and balls out in this run-oriented offense, brother, I don't know where else, like, what y'all want to do with him, because let's say we delete Breece Hall off this Jets football team. Guess what, baby? We ain't got no weapons. Like, we ain't got many weapons, baby. Like, not on the level of him. Like, yeah, Braylon Allen, solid running back. Like, he's a bulldozer. But as he's shown you that he can catch the football, yeah, he's still got some things, to get his feet underneath him too. Has he shown you that he's a pass catcher like Breece Hall is? That type of dangerous pass catcher? Has he shown you that he's that good of a blocker too? Like, there's a lot of things that we need to see from Braylon Allen as well. And I think that Breece literally could be an elite weapon in this league. We've seen Breece carry the Jets offense before. Go watch some old Zach Wilson tape, right? Before, what was the year that he went down? We were on a winning streak.
And look at that Green Bay game.
Yeah, before that he was carrying the Jets offense, literally on his back. He was doing everything.
It was. Oh my God.
There wasn't a thing that he wasn't doing. Like, it was wild. So I don't know. But I understand.
And
understand the
Garrett
want for him.
Wilson
Go
was
ahead.
being double teamed majority of the time, and Zach Wilson could have given him the ball.
Yeah.
So, and you could bring that up as well too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, yeah. Listen, I understand it. I understand both sides of that take. And as we talk about this football team, we talk about Breece Hall, we talk about things going on here. First, I want to get your thoughts on this, Val. Do you think it was a mistake for the Jets not to get something done with Breece Hall before camp? Not to get a deal done?
Okay. Oh, no, I was going to say, first of all, shout out to Breece Hall for being a true professional, and shout out to Sauce and Garrett Wilson, all of them being professional and even showing up to camp and everything, because their contracts, they could have held out. They could have been doing a lot of stuff, but they didn't do that. They chose to be professional. And shout out to Breece Hall being the ultimate, professional and still showing up and trying to prove himself that he wants to be on this team and he still wants to, contribute to this team and go forward with this team, But I'm going to say is, like, I understand his position, you know what I'm saying, is not the prettiest position to, like, pay and stuff, because you can always replace a running back. But this guy is very special. Just last year they was trying to put him as the number 2 running back in the league. So there's something there. It's just that you had Nathaniel Hackett running the offense. Then they didn't even know how. They was like, wow, we didn't even know he could catch. It was just like, it was too much stuff going on with the coaches. So let's just see how this year goes. And I understand we should have paid him, but I just want to see how the year goes and see if he can stay healthy. Then we could probably extend him, because he has to show this new regime, because they didn't draft Breece Hall, so he has to prove himself. So a lot of these players have to prove themselves to this new regime that they deserve to be on this team. That's why I said this year is more like a tryout year and stuff, because they want to see who's going to go forward, who's going to take this culture to another level and stuff like that, and who fits this culture. So,
but how
so
concerned?
far, so good.
and I don't mean to cut you off, but how concerned are you about those numbers? If Breece Hall balls out this season, that the asking price for him is going to go north. We know that.
Yeah.
Like that asking price is going to go north, and I understand what people are talking about, right? I understand what it is. Mac, I'll come back to you, Mac. I saw you. I'll come back to you in a second. I understand that people are like, well, he's just a running back, and running backs to replace who you can draft the guy. You can, but if you look at what happened with the Giants and Saquon Barkley, they did not want to pay him. I'm just saying, there's some backs where it's like, wait a minute, dude. Like there's a difference between a running back and a running back. You feel me? Like there's a difference between a guy that's like, whoa, wait a minute, like he's a elite
That's like
talent.
Breece Hall going to the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, like can you imagine like if the Giants had just paid him, what he's doing right now in the Eagles made the Giants look ridiculous. It makes them look foolish. Like this guy is just crushing the league right now. He's absolutely crushing the league. And so I'm looking at this situation. I'm saying, bro, that number is going to go north. And if he balls out and shows that he's, again, a top back in this league and everything's rolling, I'm just worried,
So, Joe, quick question. So would you pay him right now, or would you trade him in the middle of the season?
I wouldn't. I'll tell you what. If the deal made sense, for the Jets, I would have paid him. I would have paid him. And here's why I would have paid him. We're in a run-oriented offense where I think that Breece Hall is going to really be able to take advantage of what we're going to do out there. That offense last year was so piss poorly coached. It was insane.
It was terrible.
Nathaniel Hackett was so bad at utilizing weapons that we had on this team. It looked like we had no weapons. Bro, there was a game. I remember. Okay, think about this. And I'm going to get to everybody. Trust me. Think about this. The Jets had Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Devontae Adams, and Aaron Rodgers fully healthy and still could not score.
And Mike Williams, too.
Fully healthy and still could not score the ball. Still couldn't put the ball in the end zone. The offensive coaching was so bad, it was abysmal. We screamed for Devontae Adams. Jets fans have been screaming for him for years. We finally get the guy. There was a game where I think in the second half, he didn't have one catch. That's insanity. That's not understanding how to utilize your weapons. The Jets' running offense was terrible. I keep telling people, dude, we were 31st in the league in rushing.
Run the ball.
We were 31st in the league in rushing. That's insanity. Coming into a year where everybody said, yo, the running game is our strong point. That's what we do, dog. Like, we ain't got to worry about nothing else. That's what we do. So, I'd have paid him. I would have paid him if he wasn't asking for something astronomical. I would have gotten his deal out of the way because he's a guy that I feel like is a foundational piece for the Jets. Because whether you go forward with Justin Fields or you don't, you're going to need to be able to have your quarterback be able to turn around and hand the ball off to somebody to take care of things, especially if you're talking about going young next season. Because a good running game will benefit a young rookie quarterback greatly. It takes a lot of things off their shoulders. Trust me.
Absolutely.
Okay? So that's my thing. I would have done it. But if he run it up this year, well, it is what it is now, isn't it? Now, speaking of the Jets and the offense upcoming in this upcoming preseason game we got coming up, there's been a lot of talk, right? We've seen a lot of things. The Jets passing game struggling, running game looks good. What are you expecting, or what do you want to see in this upcoming game from the Jets offense? How many series do you want to see the Jets starting offense play in this upcoming preseason game?
I want to see them play 2 drives, the starters for 2 drives and stuff. I don't want to see too much, because I don't want nobody to risk injury or anything.
Okay.
And shout out to Aaron Glenn for letting them hit and in training camp, because the way how we came out against the 49ers was terrible, not to get off track and stuff. So that was actually good because we looked terrible against that 49ers. We looked so unprepared. So I'm glad that he actually did that, so we got back to that hard knocks. But, I do want to just see them for two drives. That's it.
Okay, 2 drives. Who are you keeping your eyes on when it comes to defense? Like, what player are you watching closely defensively in this upcoming preseason game?
I'm gonna say probably the cornerback that we picked up from. I forgot his name. What is his name? What is his
Are you
name?
talking about Stevens?
Say that again.
Are you talking about Brandon Stevens?
Yeah, Brandon Stevens.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to see who Brandon. Yeah, I want to see what he got and stuff. So I want to see what he got to bring to the table as that third cornerback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I definitely want to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. So give me your thoughts before I let you go, man. Right? Aaron Glenn, salutes to Modulus. Aaron Glenn, man, is now the coach. How many wins are you expecting this upcoming season?
It's hard to tell, Joe.
Come on, don't run.
You,
don't you run. Don't run. We do not run on the Long Beach Joe Show. Don't jog.
We can't
don't walk briskly. Do not run away.
Hit me with this right away.
Savages?
Yeah.
Savage? Val's on the run.
Man.
I need you to don't you run. Come on. Talk to me.
I got us slightly missing the playoffs, man. I think we're going to win some games.
Okay.
I think we might win 7 or 8 games.
Okay.
Possibly.
Okay.
Yeah, we might sneak some wins in for sure, but it's just if we could get that second wide, it's just the wide receiver situation that really scares me and stuff. But I really want to see how Justin Fields is gonna perform because I can't wait to see how he is and stuff. And I just hope that he could utilize on this this new system that we're running. I just can't wait to see the new system that we're gonna run too. So that's a huge question mark right there.
Okay.
So I'm super excited for that. But yeah, that's what I got. 7 to 8 wins, and we might miss the playoffs or so. Yeah.
Okay. Listen, Val, phenomenal call. I'm back. Okay. I want to thank you for calling in. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you. All right.
Alrighty, man. Listen, got no proof, man. We got witnesses, though, So shout out to Block Talk.
Hey, man. Hey, man. All right. Have a good one, Val. Oh,
too,
my goodness. Peace. Oh, Blog Talk. Always letting them off the hook. Salute to Jake Asman. I see you in the building. Jake says, keep killing it, LBJ. Need you back on my show. Absolutely. Anytime, Jake. You know what time it is. Hit me up. Let me know. All right. And we'll make it happen. Hold on. Give me 1 sec. Call back in, Mac. I see you. Phenom will come to you next. Rusty will come to you right after that as well. Salutes, man. Yeah, but Jake, anytime. Let me know. You already know what time it is, and I'll come on. We'll work something out for sure. Salute to Jake Asman. Modulus, salutes to you as well, man. Modulus, I see you in the building. Modulus had a great question. He asked, Mac, is this you?
Yeah, man.
Salutes, Mac. Hold on 1 second. Modulus asked a question. He said, how many wins do, I think that Aaron Glenn will have with the Jets next season? And I'm thinking 7 to 8. 7 to 8 is kind of my thing, especially if the Jets defense is looking good. I think it's going to be, a little rough start at first for the Jets offense, but I think they'll get it together, get rolling. I think 7 to 8 wins for the Jets as a whole. Again, it could be more, but 7 to 8 is where I think they will land. Max salutes, and again, salutes to all the Savages in the chat. I do come to y'all, will come to y'all in between calls, as y'all see tonight. Calls are going crazy, so we're going to keep getting to these callers, but I will come to y'all in between the calls. I see every last one of y'all. G Money, Beal, I see you in the building. Vinny G's, Orlando, salutes. Good to see everybody back. Now, Mac, is on the line. Salutes, everybody. Mac is a savage. Salutes to Mac. Listen, Mac, there's a lot of things going on, a lot of moving and shaking around here, man. Jets are in training camp. A lot of things going on, man. What are your thoughts about the Jets offense? We're hearing a lot about them struggling passing-wise. The running game's looking really good. What do you make of this, man?
It's practice, Joe. You know what? I listened to all these daily training camp reports, but it's practice. They're trying stuff. They're trying to get Fields reps throwing the ball, get him better as a passer. We know he can run. So, they're working it out. I'm serious. Let's not worry about it.
Okay. All right. Mac is keeping it cool, calm, and professional. I respect that. So give me your thoughts, man, as we talk about this offense. There's some people saying, hey, when you talk about the passing game struggling, they think it's, you need somebody outside of just Garrett Wilson out there at wideout. We need to make some things happen. A lot of Jets fans want to trade for Terry McLaurin. What are your thoughts about that, Mac? Is that something you want to see?
Well, I'll get to McLaurin in a minute. About the offense itself, Joe. I, I don't have crazy expectations. I think we're going to be able to move the ball effectively, as opposed to years past. So it's not always going to be pretty. It's not always going to be great. But if they can scheme up things for Justin Fields, get him on the move, run pass option, just be creative, then it'll be hard on other teams. Do we put 8 in the box? Do we put 7 in the box? Oh no, what do we do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the RPOs are going to be a big part of the offense, and I've talked about that with a lot of different Jets fans. I'm not saying that we are the Ravens, right? But when you look at what Lamar Jackson and King Henry do to teams, they just completely dissect them with that. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, you watch the Ravens and the Steelers in the playoffs this past year. They completely just got dismantled. They tried to shut down King Henry. Lamar pulls the ball back. He's taken off. Then they said, okay, we're going to dedicate ourselves to stopping him. And King Henry just ran all over them, all over the place. And I can see the Jets having a variation of that, especially with Breece Hall taking care of business the way that I think he will this upcoming season, especially if the Jets' offensive line steps up, right? That was the biggest issue. Tyron Smith last year, garbage. He was terrible. He was so bad. And that offensive line struggled at times to open up holes. I mean, we were 31st in rushing. There's a reason for that, right? But now we're looking at things differently. We've moved on completely again from Tyron Smith. Now we've added, Mimbu into the building, Olu, over there at left tackle where he should have been the starter from the jump last season. And things are looking good. I know there's some battle at center there with Myers and Tippmann. I think that Tippmann's going to win that. But things are looking solid. If they can stay healthy, get it together, gel within this offense, I think the Jets offensive line is going to be solid. But what are your thoughts about McLaurin, man? A lot of Jets fans want to see him become a New York Jet, want to see the Jets make a trade for him. Do you agree with that?
You know what, Joe? I get caught up in the same stuff, but haven't we all learned our lesson? All right, she's almost 30. She's been around the block too many times, and you want to get a younger model. I don't want to give up any more picks or overpay somebody just on this side of 30. And these guys are doing it right, Joe. They're signing the players they want to keep, and they got a year or two to build through the draft. And personally, I'm not for it as much as I'd like to have them on the team. I don't think it's worth the cost.
Okay, I understand that. There's a lot of Jets fans that feel the same way. What are your thoughts about this defense, though, Mac? Man, let me tell you something. Cisco, Stevens, Sauce, they're having a pretty darn good camp, especially Sauce. Sauce has been playing very well. I know he got that money, so I know he's feeling great. Can I have $1 or $2? That's all I'm saying. But
hey,
a lot of talk about this secondary looking good. How are you feeling about it?
Hey, let me say something about the D real quick, and then I'd like to wrap up, if you don't mind, just saying something about Aaron Glenn.
This is the final question.
Now the defense, number one, one of the things I hated most about Saleh is he was in love with his scheme and wouldn't change it. And you got to set up your defense to fit your players' talents, not what your personal philosophy is. We are going to have so much fun watching this defense this year because we are going to attack. I have no idea why we wouldn't blitz more when we had a great safeties weren't good. Hopefully they're better this year. But we had great corners.
Yeah.
And this year we're going to be attacking, coming from every direction. Why didn't we blitz Quincy Williams every other play? He's lightning fast. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch, Joe. I think we're going to destroy some people.
Okay. So before I let you go, just give me a guy on offense and a guy on defense you're going to be keeping your eyes on in the upcoming preseason game.
Are we going to get the Breece back, the guy we saw first half his rookie season? I mean, that's got to happen. And I guess on defense, I'm looking safety. It's been so long since we had decent safety play, Joe. I mean, come on, it's a black hole for us.
Okay.
Get nothing out of those guys.
Okay. Listen, Mac, I want to thank you for calling in, man. You have yourself a good one.
Take care, Joe. Thanks.
Have a good one. Listen, Matt calling in and giving us some takes. All right, Matt calling in. Phenom, we're coming back to you next. listen, salute to all the Savages, man. A lot of people with a lot of takes. There's some people that want, Terry on this football team, and some people that are saying, hey, they're not very interested. All right. Salutes to all the Savages in the chat, man. Salutes to every last one of you. All right. Showing up and showing out. Okay. Salutes to Bill. He says, he can't wait. Can't wait for the season. Can't wait for things rolling. Phenom, are you in the building?
I'm here, Joe. How are you?
Salutes. I'm all right. How are you? Okay. I'm back with a vengeance.
It's football season. Getting ready for it, man.
I'm back with a vengeance, Phenom. Okay. So we got a lot of things rolling, moving, and shaking. First off, let's start off with Garrett Wilson, Sauce. They got their deals done. We haven't talked in a little bit. How excited are you for the Jets to be able to keep guys that are cornerstone building blocks, keep them in green jerseys, man?
Oh, well, this is, the draft we had a couple of years ago when we scored Garrett Wilson and scored these guys, and then they played so well. And because now they played, like Garrett Wilson has played his way into another contract, so is Sauce. Breece Hall could have easily been Offensive Rookie of the Year if he hadn't gotten injured. So that being said, those guys deserve their money. I'm happy about that. Breece is a little bit of a question mark from last year because, like you said earlier, he didn't have the most creative offensive play caller in the league. He did not have that. So if he could, and the offensive line wasn't good. So if he can just get a little stability with the offensive line, this guy's always flashed that he's a home run hitter. He can score via the run or the pass. So I'm just hoping that it materializes because, like you were saying earlier, the offensive line was terrible last year. The guy we got from Dallas was a total shell of himself. He wasn't even a shell of himself. He was a corpse out there. So it was bad.
He said he was a corpse. The offensive line was terrible. The play calling was terrible. Nathaniel Hackett was terrible. Even after he was gone, it was really bad. But I'm looking for Breece to really have a bounce back year, and even what we're hearing right now, about the offense, the struggling in the passing game, but the running game is looking better. I'm hoping to see that, really kind of turn itself around and get stronger as the year continues on. Phenom, man, what are your expectations for Justin Fields? We know he's playing with a dislocated right toe.
I'm glad you're giving me an opportunity to say this because if you've ever watched football for any length of time, you know that the defense is normally ahead of the offense.
That's a fact.
You know that, so.
That's a fact.
You know that. So going. That being said, has he played his best football yet this season? I'm going to say no. Does he have a lot to learn? Is he a finished product? No. Is he going to have a better season than Zach Wilson? You damn right he's going to have a better season than Zach Wilson. But that's not saying much. But is he going to take accountability when he screws up? Yes. This guy is going to do that. And then moving forward, if he has any chemistry, if the offensive line has any kind of chemistry, and he gets a little chemistry with Garrett Wilson and just the rookie tight end or the second receiver, we have the building blocks of a average to good offense. Period. But that's why we watch. That's why you watch. Like some people are saying, "Oh, this guy's a bum already," and they're not giving this guy a shot. Give this guy a shot. Let's see what he looks like after a couple of weeks. Let's give him until October to see what he looks like. Let's not throw dirt on him already. I was hearing a lot of stuff over some other shows over the last over this week, and they're throwing dirt on this guy, and you haven't even seen him play snap one. It's really pissing me off. But everybody has a right to their opinion. But can we see it, please, guys? Let's see it, and then we can have a educated conversation. But we haven't seen anything. At least I haven't. I haven't seen anything. I've heard other people talk about it, but let's see it with our own eyeballs, and then we can go get into it a little bit.
Now, I'll tell you what, Phenom, that was a good take. But I'll tell you what, some of the things we do see is this Jets offense, at wide receiver. A lot of question marks there at wide receiver along this Jets offense, okay? We know Garrett Wilson is a standout guy. We know that.
Sure.
Arian Smith has had some impressive play there at camp, but we're looking elsewhere, and it's like it's bare bones. People are trying to sell me on Alan Lazard, and I'm just laughing them out the building. That's what I'm doing. I just laugh at people when they mention Alan Lazard. I just start laughing. A lot of people want to see Terry McLaurin become a New York Jet because of these issues at wide receiver. Phenom, give me your thoughts about the Jets wide receiver position, the depth as you look at it, as you see it right now, and are you trading for Terry if you're the Jets general manager?
I think your last caller said it. If this is fantasy football and I have a way to go get Terry McLaurin, the ex-Buckeye, and maybe they have some kind of chemistry, yeah. But this is not fantasy football. This is dollars and cents and like that. So as much as I would say, this is what the deal is. I don't think McLaurin is. I wouldn't go out there and do it unless the numbers are right. Or it would have to be a win-win for both sides, and I don't see how that could work out.
Mm-hmm.
What needs to happen is the GM needs to find in late cuts in August somebody who's a serviceable number two. Now, I don't know who that guy is. I don't know who he is, but sometimes these things emerge that a veteran is let loose. He's got something left in the tank. I heard Amari Cooper's name. I've heard some other guys. Does he have anything left? Last time I saw him on the football field, he didn't look like I know I'm using corpse a lot, but he didn't look like a corpse. But he looked like he had something left. Is he the answer? I don't really know. I would have to see more. But if they bring in a veteran who's got something left, or somebody who just had bad numbers on another team, who is a talented player, but the numbers just didn't work out, we need to bring that guy in and give them a chance. So I would rather go with a younger player versus a veteran.
Okay.
But I with the Jets, you gotta take it where you can get it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm not trying to dodge the question, but
Don't dodge.
It is what it is.
Yeah. No, I hear you. And that's kind of my stance there. I like McLaurin a lot, but just the money, money that he's asking for is, whoo, baby. He wants a big deal, and
if you
he's 30,
and these guys are putting their bodies on the line every week, and he's been a really good receiver for a while. What are the Redskins thinking about? Are they trying to take a page out of the Cowboys?
Still the Redskins.
What the Jets did with our guys, I thought that's a classy move. We developed two guys that were our number one picks, and they produced, so we pay them.
Mm-hmm.
But you could make a case that McLaurin has McLaurin played his best football. That's a question for the Redskins to answer, and of course the player's going to say, "Pay me for what I'm going to do." So,
when you look at it from that standpoint, though, Phenom, when you look at it from that standpoint, and say if you were on the underside of Washington, has he played his best football? Do you think you'll get more? Do you think he could? Is there some ceiling that you haven't seen that he's going to be able to reach? I'm keeping it real. He's 30.
Well, put it this way.
He's 30. When you look at it from that standpoint, right? He's 30. He's had 5 seasons over 1,000 yards. He's coming off of a 1,096 yard season, 13 touchdowns. Okay. I mean, I could see that from their side, where they would be like, "Well, yeah, you were great, but we don't think you're gonna get any better at this point. We think that the decline is starting. So why would we pay you big money for that?"
I can see that point, but this is what it is. Just like what your other last caller said, sometimes you need that other weapon.
Yes.
Who now you could now even double still because McLaurin can still beat a double team.
Oh yeah.
He could still be very. Now is he gonna? I don't know what his numbers were last year. I know I don't know if he had 1,100 yards. I don't know what his stats look like. So forgive me for that. But if you're bringing Debo and some of the other guys that they've have on this roster, and you bring him back with this young quarterback Daniels, and now you have this working offense with the Redskins. I think he might not have the big numbers, but I think it's going to give them a more diverse offense. And now, are they thinking on that level? I don't see why not, because the Cowboys have a diverse offense, and the Eagles, we know they have a diverse offense. You have to stop some of their big guys, and when you try to shut them down, then the Slim Reaper starts killing you, or they start throwing the Barkley out of the backfield, or Goddard, he gets his. So it's supposed to be a mixed bag. You're not supposed to know where the punches come from in football until that, and then. And then when you throw to McLaurin, you know it's coming, and you still can't stop it. That's what good teams do. Yeah. But we're talking about the Jets. We need to get some more live bodies in here. There's a lot of young players that need to play. So maybe that's what they're thinking.
Here's the thing, though, is that and again, I'll play devil's advocate. That opens the door to you probably should make a move for Terry then. Because, we do have some young players here, but we have guys that aren't like rookies, right, that need to see some type of next level, that need to start to understand how to win and how to handle yourself when that light is on you. Okay, listen, Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, this ain't their rookie year. These guys been phenomenal forever. Quinnen Williams, we saw him have a little bit of an outburst this past offseason, where he just looked at it like, once Aaron Rodgers was gone, well, here we go again. Another year of me missing the playoffs, another rebuilding year for me. So if you bring in McLaurin, right, if you're the New York Jets and you make that move and you get this guy in here, you pair him with Garrett Wilson, if your running game is up to snuff, this offense is formidable. Justin Fields,
in
you got
theory,
RPOs,
in theory, it's formidable.
In theory,
yes,
it's formidable. Okay, you got a guy that's just had 5 seasons of over 1,000 yards. In theory, yes, it is very on paper. Yes, it should produce. There should be points. If your defense turns up like what we've seen in the past, and they're shutting guys down, and your offense is finally there to put up the points, you're gonna at least make the playoffs. At least, right? Isn't that what we want? At some point, when are we gonna start winning? And so that's my devil's advocate argument for this. It's like I understand.
And you're absolutely
I understand
right.
he's 29.
And I can't. I'm not going to disagree with that point because I've seen it.
I'm saying okay. That's all I'm saying. Like I understand he's 29. I understand he's looking for money. Okay, but what are we waiting on? What are we waiting on? When are we going to start winning?
I don't think they just learned anything by what happened last year. In theory, they were supposed to give this young quarterback a second option at receiver. They went out and got Aaron Rodgers, a second threat. They had Garrett Wilson. That was. In theory, you're right. They're supposed to bring back another weapon so that this guy has a full plate so he can eat. That's what's supposed to happen. But they giving him second best now. So if he fails, they'll blame him. So I don't know. Is that going on too? I don't really know. I'm hoping that somebody emerges or.
I don't think that's what would happen if the Jets were to make a trade. I don't mean to cut you off. If they do make a trade for McLaurin, I don't think it's setting. I don't think it's giving him second best. I think it's setting him up for success. And
I agree with what you said.
Yeah.
If they don't go after McLaurin, then what is this guy that we got from Detroit? Reynolds.
Josh Reynolds.
Reynolds. He's a nice receiver. He did some good things with Detroit, but they had Amon-Ra St. Brown and Williams on the other side of him. So they had Sam Laporte as tight end. So he wasn't getting looked at like that. He was beating one-on-ones. Now with the Jets, Is he going to be able to do that? See, there's a bunch of question marks going into the season. Somebody has to emerge. Somebody has, it's why we watch. So if you could upgrade the position, you should absolutely do it. Whether they're willing to go for the big hit, I think they got burnt last year when they went after. Not that they got burnt, but they didn't go as far as they should have when they signed Adams last year. They were supposed to be an elite offense. We thought that we were going to have an elite offense last year. That didn't work out too good either.
That's true.
Should you go back in and go for it again? Yeah, us fans think we should. Yeah, in my dream of dreams, you go after McLaurin. Sure. Sure. This ain't monopoly money though. This is not monopoly money.
That's facts. That's facts, Phenom. You speaking facts.
Like I said, this is not fantasy football. This is not monopoly money, and we're prisoners to the point because we could scream all day long. And are they listening? No, they're not listening.
Yeah.
They're not really listening. Not really.
So now, as we continue to move forward,
if George Steinbrenner was owner of the Jets, we'd be getting Terry McLaurin right about now.
Yes,
we would have had Terry McLaurin. We would have had him in the off season because he said, we're going to hook up this Ohio State connection and this and that and that.
Yep.
The New York Buckeyes, they would have been called New York Buckeyes. We would have been rolling in there, but that's not what happened. That's not what's happening here.
No, listen, you're talking facts. Now, as we continue forward, right, we got this upcoming preseason game, man. Give me a player on offense you're keeping your eyes on in this upcoming game.
Well, it's Memble. It's Memble, and it's
good selection.
It's Memble.
Good selection.
Memble, but is he going to play? Probably. I don't know. I want to see him. And what our defensive line looks like. Who's going to be standing next to Clinton and start trying to stop this run? Because if we don't stop the run, we're not going to have the
we're not going to have anything.
Benefit of being able to rush the passer.
And that's another thing a lot of Jets fans don't, and you brought up a great point, a lot of Jets fans don't talk about that. The Jets defense they were so bad against the run. What Bills game was it? There was a Bills game where they didn't even have James Cook. They had like a backup running back, and they literally were handing the ball off to him. And he didn't get touched until like 5 yards after he got the ball. It was insane. That was so bad. That was so bad.
We were like a turnstile last year.
It was terrible. We couldn't stop the run
at all. It was terrible.
So before I let you go, Phenom, because you're talking, this has been a great call. How many wins? How many wins are you expecting the Jets to? How many wins are you expecting the Jets to have?
In my
what are your
world,
expectations?
If we have 7 to 8 wins, 9 wins, and flirt with the playoffs this year. It would have been all worth it. If we find the franchise quarterback, if we can go into it next season saying we found the franchise quarterback, it would have been well worth it. If our defensive line and our offensive line is starting to stabilize, it would have all been worth it. If Brees Hall has 1,100, 1,200 yards, and our backup has had a solid year, it would all been worth it. So that's what it looks like.
Okay, 7, 8 wins, 9, flirt with the play. I respect that. Listen, Phenom, phenomenal call from you. Phenomenal. Thank you for calling in. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you. All right.
Thanks, Joe. Nice talking to you, man.
Absolutely. You have a good one, man. Peace. Listen, Phenom came in with a call, bruh. Phenom came in with a call. Rusty, we're gonna come to you next. Listen, salutes to all the Savages, man. Salutes to every last one of you. All right? We got a lot of things going on in the chat. Salutes to G Money. He says, I do believe that Sauce will lock it down this year for sure. Yeah. I think he's looked really, really good. Really, really good. Venom G says, get Amari Cooper for a year and look into the draft next year. That's the way the Jets could try to attack that number 2 wide receiver position being open. All right. Modulus says the Jets will automatically win 2 more games if they can keep the penalties down. Woo. That's a big deal. That's a big deal, man. And again, I know that Aaron Glenn and this staff is no nonsense. They're not going for any kind of nonsense at all. So I think the Jets penalties that's going to be, that time is going to be behind them. You feel me? That those times are going to be behind them. All right. Kenton, always good to see you in the building. He says, long time no see. Salutes. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. All right. Man, oh, man. A lot of things going on. Danger zone. I see you in the building. Salutes and respect to you. All right. Man, oh, man. So many things going on with the Jets, man. So many things happening. Salutes to Danger Zone. He says, why take McLaurin when you had Devontae for cheaper? I tell you what, man. This situation with McLaurin it's so interesting because if the Jets make it happen, you can't fault them. If they make the trade and the numbers make sense,
Yeah.
Rusty salutes. Hold on a second, Rusty. Hold on one second,
Yeah.
Rusty. If the Jets can make it happen, right, and they bring him into the building, can you really blame him? If the numbers make sense and they just don't do something crazy, which again, this, Movie and Aaron Glenn and these guys, I don't think they're going to do something wild, like just dramatically overpay for a guy. But could you blame him for taking a chance, taking a shot on a guy, bringing him in at 29, pairing him with Garrett Wilson and Justin Fields in this offense where they think they're going to be able to put up points and trying to do whatever they can do to make this playoffs, to make things happen? I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't bash him for it. I really, really couldn't. So salutes to all the savages, man. We're going to keep going on with the show. Really enjoy talking to y'all, going back and forth. And again, salute to Jake Asman, man. Always good to see you in the building. Jake Asman does great stuff. And again, Jake, anytime, hit me up. All right. So we're going to get to the lines. We're going to get back to these calls. Salutes to the savages again. Keep putting your thoughts in the chat and give the stream a thumbs up if you haven't already. Share it across your social media with your friends and your family. Now we're going to get to Rusty. Okay. For those of you that do not know Rusty, he's a savage. Okay? Rusty is a savage, bruh. Like, he don't play around. Rusty, salutes. Good to see you in the building, my friend. Listen, a lot of things going on. Camp is here. We've seen, Sauce and Garrett get their deals, man. I want to start there with you. What are your thoughts about that? We got these guys that have shown up, right, and balled out in the draft. They're going to be Jets for years to come. How do you feel about the Jets being able to get that done?
I mean, yeah, give them their money. Well, Soft Gardner didn't show up last year, but, it is what it is. I just want him to pick the ball off, honestly, and turn his head around. And, it's hard on him because I know he can be great. He's not elite yet in my eyes, but he's damn good. Got to give him that. I mean, yeah, I guess I'm cold, dude. I'm cold.
You sound cold.
I don't know.
Did last season wound you? Was it just like, I'm just gonna numb everything and just wait and see? Is that where you're at?
Yeah, man. I got like a cortisone shot on my whole body. Like it's in my brain, I should say. It's just the accumulation of just the never-ending thumping of the Jets. Throughout the course of our lives, and it just, yeah. I'm not putting everything in the basket. It's proven to me now. I'm not getting all crazy anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if it wasn't for Ohio State winning the national championship last year, dude, I would have lost my freaking mind.
Lord.
At least that happened.
Here
At least
we
we got.
go.
Oh yeah, that's right. Natty champions, bud.
Here we go.
Natty.
Bro.
But like.
I can't wait till I get my sound bites back, bro. Let me tell you something. These Ohio State guys, all the savages, I know y'all tired of it. I see the chat. These guys are the worst. They never stop. They never stop. The Ohio State, blah, 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 blah. Okay?
Yeah, you got it right. The
Whatever.
Ohio State, we are the best in the nation, bud.
We are the best in the nation. All right. Listen, it's SC or nothing over here, okay? Fight on, all right? Enough, all right? I'm not even going there with you, Rusty, because we got a lot of things going on with the Jets, but you already know what time it is. So, okay, those two guys get their money. That's great. Right? I'm looking at Garrett Wilson, and I'm saying I know he's phenomenal, right? We all do. We look at this Jets wide receiver core, not that phenomenal. Aaron Smith has had some standout plays at training camp where he's shown some things, but we ain't got a number 2, dog. What are your thoughts about this depth right now? Is there somebody that you think is going to be able to pop out and maybe fill that number 2 role?
Maybe if that kid Smith could catch the ball, and I'm not being a jerk saying it, Like, he's got wheels. The kid that we drafted from Georgia.
Yeah, no, yeah, he's been catching pretty well. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, if he can, put a lot of stickum on there or get the right gloves or just, I don't know, like coming to his own because, it's happened before where people aren't that, reliable in college like that. And all of a sudden, now you're in the NFL or,
Yep.
You understand it. It's slowed down in a sense, but quicker at the same time. And you can have, you could focus on football and not school at the same time, You could, maybe those things. But yeah, if that kid could catch, like, and not be a body catcher and actually catch and run around, he could be a steal of the draft, and that, a wide receiver steal of the draft, I should say.
Dude, he's a guy that could really take the top off the defense, and he's a burner. He's a guy I think is definitely going to be able to open things up.
Yeah, he smoked sauce.
Ooh.
60 yards or something like that.
Dude, he's been cooking people. I'm talking cooking. He's really flashed a lot in camp, and I'm excited for him going into this season. But I want to talk to you about Terry McLaurin, man, because there's a lot. I've been talking to everybody about it tonight, and I want to get your thoughts on it. Because, again, I'm on the fence. I'm just listening, to everybody's takes. There's a lot of Jets fans that want Terry on this football team and are saying, Jets, make the trade. He wants out of Washington. Make it happen. Do you want to see the Jets trade for him?
Even though he's one of my Buckeyes, nah, man, honestly. Nah.
No?
It's going to cost us in the draft.
Okay.
And, like, him just wanting out, I guess Glenn doesn't want those types of players, too. He was talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know what their disputes are in Washington, but, like, they were so close to the Super Bowl. Why wouldn't you want to, get franchised and then go blow up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And plus, you'd have to. He's going to cost so much money, man.
Mm-hmm.
And like on top of the money, he's going to cost, trade stock, like draft stock.
Mm-hmm.
Where like I'm a hoarder with that stuff. Like I like keeping our draft picks and not trading them away and different things because there are dudes coming out next year and the year after that. Like Jeremiah Smith is coming out in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
If we could get a chance at getting him, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the second coming of like Mossish.
Mm-hmm.
Like for real.
Mm-hmm.
Like we couldn't get Marvin Harrison Jr. unfortunately, but
Yeah.
Ohio State produces its wide receiver man, and these kids are freaks coming out. Like all of them really are.
Yeah.
Jigba, Garrett, like everybody coming out of there. Scary Terry.
Drake London's playing pretty well too. I just want to put that out.
Yeah,
there.
he is.
I'm just SC.
Sort of, but he's not too bad.
SC.
But
Okay, fight on. I'm just saying. But I'm a Ross St. Brown. He's looking pretty good, guys. I'm just saying. But continue on, guys. Continue on with your take there. Continue on. I just want to.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying. But yeah,
cool.
I understand. I
And
understand.
national champions if they win.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Super
So.
Bowls. Okay.
All right. Back to the Jets. So I understand what you're saying there. I get it. I understand your take with McLaurin, excuse me. I understand your take there, and the Ohio State bias. I get it. So as we continue on.
Well, I said no to him, man. Like,
No, I get it.
I did.
I know that you don't want him. I know that you don't want him, but I get it.
Yeah.
So as we
continue, too much.
As we continue forward, what are your expectations for Justin Fields this upcoming season?
I hate Justin Fields, and I know he's one of my Buckeyes.
Wow.
But he destroyed my national championship hopes, even when we had the wide receivers of all wide receivers. We had Garrett, we had Olave, we had Scary Terry, we had Marvin Harrison Jr., and he still couldn't do it. And don't blame it on Ruckert either. Not his fault. He's terrible. Well, kind of is. But, like, yeah, man. I don't know. And plus, he's a one-look pony. He's always been like that in college. He used to drive me freaking crazy, man. Like, he always does that type of stuff. And he holds on to the ball too long. He second-guesses himself all the time. He doesn't, like, play, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, if it's not there, you don't like it, tuck it and run. He's fast. Like, what is he? He's number 2 compared to Lamar with all, when it comes to like rushing QB stacks and everything like that. Can't deny that with him, but I don't know what it is. I don't know, man. He's always been like that too. He was like that at Georgia when he transferred to Ohio State, and then he was the same way in Green Bay, in Chicago, and then I don't know. The Steelers did a good scheme of masking it up and doing what they had to do, but I don't know, man.
I don't know. I think I understand what you're saying. There's been a lot of people that have had that same analysis with him, that he holds onto the ball a lot, and he's not getting rid of it quick enough. There's been some talk of it a little bit in this camp where maybe he's taking a sack that he shouldn't take. But I think that those are things that
he does that all the time.
Yeah. There's things that you can get coached out of. That can get coached out of you, and I think that Aaron Glenn and his staff is going to be able. Of course, Tanner Engelstrand is going to be working with him. And his quarterback's coaching him more so. But I think that this staff is going to be able to get that out of him. And I also think that with them wanting to run the ball a lot, I think that's going to help him too. It's going to help him get into the flow. The offense is going to open things up for him. And I think that that's going to go a long way with him as a player. I really think that, me personally, okay, and I understand that you didn't want him, but I actually wanted the Jets to draft him years ago. I really did. I thought that Justin Fields was a guy that you could bring in, and if you had the right coaches around him, that he could really do some great things with the New York Jets in this offense. I always wanted him to be a Jet, and we didn't end up with him, so on and so forth. But his ability, what he brings to the table, his ability to run and really be able to create things with his feet, I think is going to be monumental for the Jets offense. The RPO, us being able to step into the modern day NFL, running RPOs, really having opposing defenses be scared of us, I think is going to be huge. Really, really big for the Jets. Really, really huge for us. So I'll give you the final word on that, though.
No, I'm with you. But the thing is going to drive everybody crazy. I'm telling you, man. And it's because all of a sudden, one drive, he'll look like, oh my God. Next drive, it's like Jekyll and Hyde. It's the craziest thing ever. And then he'll have like three horrific. It's like, wait, what's going on? And then he'll have like one good. It's the most inconsistent play, and it's when it's like crucial, he'll do it. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. If Rex Grossman can go to a freaking Super Bowl, like, why can't we? That guy was just god awful.
No, yeah.
But
so
I just don't see it.
No,
I really don't. If we go to a Super Bowl, we better win it, then I'll be happy. Yeah. But I don't know. Jets just made me numb, dude.
Yeah. I understand. There's a lot of Jets fans that just threw all of their stuff away and just went somewhere.
Oh, I didn't throw it away. It's still hung up. But
yeah.
I just look
there's
at
a lot
it
of Jets fans that the torture was too much for them, and they decided to just, take a break, man. There's a lot of Jets fans that feel like
bad.
that. Yeah, it was bad.
It was just an accumulation.
It was.
Of everything.
If you would have told me 3 years ago that in the future the New York Jets would have Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, fully healthy, and they could not score, like they couldn't score the ball, I would tell you, dude, you got to stop doing drugs. It's not good for you.
Exactly.
Hey, man,
this is bad for your health.
Yeah, drugs are really bad for your health, man. You got to stop doing that stuff. Let's go get you some help. But sure enough, that's exactly what happened. It's mind blowing. So, but we're in a different time, different space, different staff. Aaron Glenn's in the building, and we're in a different place. And I'm excited about this football team. I know you don't. You're not. You're cautious.
I'm excited in certain things, like year two. Like, I understand what this year is going to be, but the one thing I do like is, like, Aaron Glenn's an actual, coach. Like, we're doing practice, we're doing tackling drills.
Yes.
Yes. People are like, wait, what is this? It's like, you understand we're playing tackle professional football, right? It's like, oh my God, because we were horrendous in tackle. Okay, anybody, like you said before with the other callers and stuff, people were taking their third string running backs and they were having career days on us.
It was crazy.
And the screens, oh my God, I'm got PTSD from screens from the past years. Was it 5 years?
Yeah.
Like it is like, you know, we'd have a team, it'd be like 3rd and 21, and you still wouldn't be safe because they would just throw a little dippy screen, and all of a sudden they'd get 40 yards.
Yeah.
We
get cooked. We would get completely cooked. So going on to now, we're talking about the preseason, right? Give me a player on offense and defense that you're going to be watching in this upcoming preseason game. Who are you keeping your eyes on?
It would be Membu, but I think they're not going to – I don't know if they're going to play him.
I'm hoping they play. I'm hoping they give the starters at least 3 series. I'm hoping. This is what we did last season. I felt like we didn't get the starters enough work, and then we saw that, you know, that kind of haze bleed into the season
lag.
where because they're not getting enough
like
reps.
That hazy lag.
Yeah, that lag. It's like I don't understand why they do that, but at least give the starters, the starting offense, get them out there for 1 or 2 series just to work things in. It's a brand new offense. Like, what are we doing? But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I want to see how him, and then I want to see how Josh Myers does, the center we picked up, because he was also center for Ohio State when Fields was there, and he was not bad. He's a good center, and if Tittman doesn't work, God forbid, at center, you could always move him over because Simpson has a back injury, so you can like literally move him over to a guard where it's one of his natural position too. So who knows? And then next year, draft a center, draft a quarterback with our first pick, get, just start building, and then the 3rd year get Jeremiah Smith. And just
I don't think
cats.
I know people are talking about that, but I don't think that Tittman's going to get beat out for that center position. I don't. I think Joe Tittman is a phenomenal center. I think he's great.
No,
like
I do
really
too.
Good.
I'm
I don't
just
think
saying,
he's going to
if
get beat
Simpson
out.
can't go and we have to do other reserve people,
Yeah, of
they
course.
might put Tittman over. That's that's
well,
what I mean
why not put Myers
Myers
over there? Because Myers can slide into there, right? I think. Well, if he can't,
he's more naturally a center.
Yeah,
but
I would leave.
He
go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello? No, I said Josh Myers is naturally more the center than Pittman. Like, Pittman is more of like a flex player. But, I mean, you're a professional athlete that's on the line, and I think not focusing on the ball, hiking it, you'd be better,
Yeah. But, yeah. So,
I
think
situation.
But, yeah, those guys that you talked about, man, solid. So, before I let you go, how many wins are you expecting from Aaron Glenn and the New York Jets? How many wins do you think he has as a head coach?
Well,
for his first season.
But I honestly, I think maybe 3 to 4. Okay. But it's not going to be like the pulling your hair out. I think it's going to be competitive. Because even when he was in Detroit,
3 or 4.
Him and Campbell, their
3 or
first
4
year.
competitive wins. That's it for the season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Unless and then God only knows what our penalties. Or the caller was right too, because you know how they like to give it to us. Those refs are so nice to us. And then we also shoot ourselves in the foot with certain things. I just want to see Will McDonald just go havoc on everybody.
Yeah.
But I honestly, I think 3 to 4, 5 wins around there.
Yeah. Listen.
So,
okay. 3, 4, 5 wins. Look, I respect it.
I respect
it. Everybody has their takes. Listen, Rusty, this was a phenomenal.
I know I'm hated. It's all good.
No, I respect it. I respect it. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, Rusty. Great call from you, man.
Absolutely, Joe. Have a good one. Salutes to you and salutes fellow Savages. Let's go, Jets. Let's do something.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Salutes. Listen, Rusty calling in with the great takes. I'm listening to everybody's takes. All right? I know he's not high on Justin Fields. I think that Justin's going to be okay. And I will tell you this. If Justin does falter, trust. Steve, is this you?
Hello?
Yeah, give me 1 second, Steve. Give me 1 second. If Justin Fields does falter, trust. They're going to put Tyrod Taylor in there. That's why the Jets are in such a solid position here. Now, Tyrod Taylor, is he a guy that is he a franchise guy for your future? No, but he's a guy that's a solid backup quarterback that's going to be able to come in and get you some wins. He's going to keep your team afloat. He's not going to hurt you. So I do like the situation that the Jets are in there. But I'll tell you what, baby, I think that Justin Fields, I don't know. I think if this Jets staff puts some things together, he gets rolling. I'm telling you, I think the Jets, 7-8 wins is where I got him at. 7 to 8 wins. If this defense shows up and really balls out, maybe the Jets are better than that. I don't know. But I got him at 7 to 8 wins. 7 to 8 wins at most at this point. Okay? Salutes also to Richard. Thank you for the big donation. Salutes to you, my friend. Thank you so much. Okay? Again, if you want to donate to the platform, Super Chat is in the right there in the chat at the top of the chat. And my Cash App is on the screen as well. Anything you give to the platform, greatly appreciated. Okay? I appreciate y'all. Salutes to all of the donators, okay? And again, salutes to Jake Asman as well for his donation. Phenomenal. Jake Asman is a great guy, all right? And again, hey, anytime, man, all right? So salutes to all the Savages. We're going to get back to these lines, get back to these callers, okay? Steve, you are on the line. Salutes and respect to you, Steve. Always good to speak with you. Hey, man, give me your thoughts. Jets in training camp, things moving and shaking. How are you feeling about Justin Fields so far? We know he's got that dislocated toe on his right foot. What are your thoughts about what you've been seeing from him?
Well, first off, Joe, it's been for a while, man. How have you been, man? What's going on?
I've been great, man. My life is wonderful. I've been living good, okay? I've been having a great time, all right? Your boy's back. Here I am. How have you been doing?
Been doing great, obviously. I actually just a couple of months ago, just recently moved a couple of months ago, got that situated done, just right before, right after, but before that. But now, hey, listen, we're getting ready now for this new era of the New York Jets in 2025. And, obviously, I'll just tell you this right now, just to start it off, I'll tell you this. When Justin Fields got hurt on the second day of practice, I literally almost lost it. Like when I found out that he was getting carted off the field, He went to the locker room. Everybody all got really scared at first that it was a torn ACL or a torn Achilles that he got. Mm-hmm. They said it was a lower leg injury. I was like saying, as soon as when the practice was over, I got to listen to what Aaron Glenn said. Mm-hmm. And when Aaron Glenn said that it was just an injury to his toe, I'm like, wow. So it wasn't anything with the Achilles. It wasn't anything with the ACL. Mm-hmm. It was just a toe injury. And apparently the reports came out that at the beginning when he was doing drills, apparently someone stepped on his foot by accident, and that's how he got the injury. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, how the hell does someone step on his foot? Mm-hmm. That's something I don't understand. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I know it now. He's got that he's got a protective like toe covering, like a steel toe boot type thing insert in there. I think he like knocked on it during one of the, talking to the media, one of the media sessions. So he's going to be all right. I know that they're going to, definitely take care of that and make sure they manage the pain with that. But, I think he's been looking good. He's been running with it. We've seen him move outside of the pocket with that, and he still looks, pretty speedy, pretty good. So as long as they manage that well, I think he'll be fine. But I will say, and I know like other Jets fans, we were extremely concerned, especially that first, that first hour when they were reporting, because it made it sound like it was way worse. It sounded like it was maybe a torn Achilles or ACL, MCL, something like that, the way they made it sound like he was carted off and all these things. So, but it's, just great to hear he's not going to miss a major amount of time or anything like that.
No, but listen, Joe, I guess now I'll ask you some questions, though. I guess the next question is I want to talk to you about Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
And the thing I want to ask you about Aaron Glenn is two things. Mm-hmm. How do you think Aaron Glenn has done at talking to the media like before and after practices? Mm-hmm. And how do you think he's done at running practices?
Well, I'll start with the running the practices. I think he's done a really good job in running the practices, because when you look at how organized it is and how everything's about taking care of business, right? He's got guys running through drills. They're giving it their all. Nobody's loafing, playing around, joking. No, none of that, right? And we've seen that in the past with guys. I believe it was Adam Gase. The year Adam Gase was here, there was a safety that was here, and he was talking about how the practices were nothing like other teams that he had been to. They were terrible, and they just lacked structure and stuff like that. That's not happening here with Aaron Glenn. Guys are going out there, putting in the work, and getting better every single game, and they're going to the wall. Everyone knows that the job's on the line. This is about competition, and they're going out there and competing and making things happen. And we even hear guys talking about it. Garrett Wilson has talked about how great these sessions and these practices have been. Now, there have been some sloppy days, and they've talked about that, right? There's been some sloppy days. That's going to happen. There were some sloppy practices recently, but as far as the structure of the practices has been really solid. And I think that Aaron Glenn has done a really good job with that. As far as talking to the media, I think he's done a phenomenal job at talking to the media. And he understands how to deal with them. And this is one of the things that, one of the reasons that I was so excited about getting Aaron Glenn is because coaches in the past, we've seen guys get ran out of here because they could not deal with the New York media. They couldn't deal with the pressure of what it is to play in this market or to be in this market. They couldn't deal with, being attacked. They didn't understand how to stand firm against New York media and not flinch, right? We've seen so many guys just get cooked with that. Adam Gase being one of them, right? Adam Gase was a terrible selection from the jump, but Adam Gase being one of them just used to get mauled, right? And we saw it constantly. That's not happening with Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, no.
And it's because he's been here before and he understands that, hey, if you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. I talk about this constantly. Anytime they bring up Bill Parcells, he immediately shuts that down. And he lets them know, hey, look, Bill Parcells is Bill Parcells. He's phenomenal. I'm not Bill Parcells. I am Aaron Glenn. He always answers that question specifically like that. And that's to shut down the follow-up nonsense that they're going to come with. Because that's how New York media works. They try to pull you in and then they trapdoor you and then, put out a hit piece on you or put out a line, some type of line to really draw in more people and try to say that you said something that you did not say. And he's not having that. So I really like how he's dealt with the media as well.
No. Yeah, so Joe, now I'm going to get to the part that you were just talking about. The first thing is how Aaron Glenn talks to the media. I said this one day on Twitter. Well, I mean, I know it's technically called X now, but I said this on Twitter the other day. When Aaron Glenn talks to the media, he doesn't take crap at all. Like, he will directly answer to the questions and say, like, as you mentioned, when I think it was either Connor Hughes or Brian Costello that asked him about, like, are you trying to be like how you were coached under Bill Parcells? And he says, hey, listen, I'm not Bill Parcells. I'm Aaron Glenn. Do you understand that? Like, he literally says, like, I'm going to coach like how I'm going to coach. I'm not going to try not to be like Bill Parcells or any of those great coaches. I'm going to be me. And that was something that I liked what Aaron Glenn said. Another thing is also, too, is, like, I've watched how Aaron Glenn has done the practices, and I remember it was on one of the first days when the fans got to see this at the practice. You know what they're doing? They're doing that drill where they're tackling each other to the ground. Like they're doing, like, remember, we didn't see that when Todd Bowles was our coach. We didn't have that when Adam Gase was our coach. Even Robert Saleh did not even do that too.
Yeah.
You know why Aaron Glenn is doing this, Joe?
Mm-hmm.
He is making the team tougher,
mm-hmm.
and he's making the team work.
Yeah.
He is literally making the team work. Listen, this is the first time ever the New York Jets have ever had a former player be a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, the way of how I've read this before, how when the team has ran practice before, Quentin Williams even said one time after a practice, he's like, man, I've never been so tired after a practice from all the previous years that I've been here before. Quentin Williams has even said that before. And the other thing is that he's doing it, which I really, really like what Glenn has done is, like, especially like when he does like this or that, he literally says, you don't play your position right,
mm-hmm.
even if you're a veteran, I'm going to bench you.
Mm-hmm.
He literally is the type of a guy, you're not doing your job, I'm benching you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing that he mentioned, too, about with the thing with, because listen, the last couple of practices, the offense has been sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
You know something, Joe? I'm going to say this right now. I think this is a good thing that the offense is kind of being a little bit sloppy. You want to know why? Let me explain something to you right now.
Oh, tell me.
Justin Fields actually said this yesterday after the practice, when the offense was getting beaten pretty bad the last couple of days. Even when Aaron Glenn, you know what Aaron Glenn did? One thing I like what he did on Saturday after practice, he stopped practice.
Yeah.
You want to know why he did? Because he was very upset with how the offense was. And he knows that the offense needs to do work. And Justin Fields even said this on Tuesday, yesterday. He said after practice on Tuesday, he literally said that, listen, right now, obviously, the defense has won the couple of days. We still got a lot of time to get some work done and get things this and done because we're only a month away, still from the first game of the season where we open up against Pittsburgh, which, by the way, I'll be going to that game, by the way, when we open the season against Pittsburgh, which obviously we'll get into more later on. But the thing is, Joe, is the team is not panicking at all. Aaron Glenn is not panicking at all. Aaron Glenn knows that there's a lot of things that work needs to get done. And you know what Jets fans have been saying on Twitter when they go to training camp and go home, and they even have posted YouTube videos about this too. They said, "I've never seen a Jets practice be so intense as it has been all the other years I've been there." So Joe, I'll give you a chance to talk.
No. Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this has been Aaron Glenn has done a really good job. And I think that coming in and installing that type of mentality, they've talked about it from day one, that this is going to be a new wrinkle. It's a new time where everything that's happened in the past is in the past. It's whatever. They're moving forward and they're trying to find a ways to win. And Aaron Glenn has talked about this as well. When he got to Detroit, that team wasn't like that. Like this was a franchise that needed work, and he understands how to turn, a loser into a winner. Like he was there in Detroit when they weren't winning like that, and they helped turn things around. So a lot of that is instilling that mentality, that physical mentality, that never quit mentality, constantly having that motor, building that type of stuff. So he knows what he's doing, and structuring the practice the way he does, running those Oklahoma drills, things like that. That's putting into guys, heads, hey, we're going to be physical. We're going to be a physical football team, and we're going to impose our will. When you do that on the field, other teams usually fold and break, right? You look at a lot of the physical teams around the league, Pittsburgh being one of them, right? Pittsburgh has a history of being a physical football team. You know what else they have a history of? Being winners. They have a history of being winners. They're one of the more storied franchises in the league. Why? They show up, they bring a lunch pail, and they're going to work you. They're going to work you to death. That's what's going to happen. And they're not going to stop. All 4 quarters is going to be the same grind with them. Okay? They're coming with the same power every single time. So, and that's gotten them where they're at in the league. And we've got to do the exact same thing. And they're installing that here. I like it.
Here's also the thing, too, that you also mentioned, Joe, which is a good thing. And he even said that, the one thing he wants the team to do, and we'll obviously see this on Saturday when we go to Green Bay. Let me tell you something right now. He literally said that to the whole entire team, that you're going to push every single forward in every moment of the game. If you even remember, too, when Todd Bowles was our coach, there would be maybe 1 and 1.5 quarters that we play really good, and the rest of the game we would not play really good. I remember when Adam Gase was our coach, Adam Gase would always get the team off to a really good start in the first quarter, and then the team would always then fall downwards after that. Even when Robert Saleh was our coach, Robert Saleh would sometimes have these really, really good starts, and then they would just never finish the job. Now, obviously, the one issue that they still have to work on, which is the one thing we led in the league last year.
It's penalties.
That was penalties.
Yeah.
Aaron Glenn even said, because listen, remember, I think on the Saturday practice, we had 12 penalties, I think, in the practice.
Yep.
And listen, that was another thing that Aaron Glenn, from what I read, he was upset with the team and yelled at the team for the penalty thing. And he even said, listen, the penalties is something I know that this is what we got to work on. He knows that it's something that we got to work on. and literally said to the team, that's why we have the referees. And I think I remember Tony Adams even said this, that last year, when Robert Saleh and Jeff Ulbrich, when Ulbrich became the interim head coach last year, they actually said that when they would get penalties, they weren't really held accountable. And Tony Adams even said last year that we blamed it all of that on ourselves and not on the coaching staff for it. And listen, I am glad the way how Aaron Glenn is running these practices, because the way of how this is how we need to be built like this. Even at times, like sometimes when I even look at this, it kind of reminds me a little bit of that great football movie, Gridiron Gang. Phenomenal movie it was. How that guy at their Dimension Center, when he turned those guys into winners by playing hard, dimensional football.
Yeah.
And that's what we need. And that's what the New York Jets need.
Yep. Getting back to being fast and physical. Yes, absolutely. Being back to playing tough-nosed, fast, physical football. That's exactly what we need. This has been a great call from you, Steve. Before we wrap up, we got this preseason game coming up, man. Give me your thoughts. What offensive player are you watching in this game, and what defensive player are you watching in this game?
Well, and here was the thing. The offensive player I really wanted to say was Mason Taylor, but unfortunately, Mason Taylor, is not going to be playing this week because, unfortunately, he did suffer the high ankle sprain, unfortunately. Hopefully, he'll be back in a week or two. But if I had to pick someone on offense right now, I would be really excited to watch, Membo play, the guy we got drafted in the first round, and even the wide receiver, Arian Smith, and see, where he is, hopefully, we'll get to see some of him. And then if I had to look on the defensive side of the ball, if I would have to really, really pick someone on the defensive side of the ball, I really, really hope that he does get a chance to play, because I know earlier in the week he did get hurt with the shoulder injury, but obviously we'll see. It's the guy, Thomas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the corner.
Obviously we'll see. And, Joe, if you were going to ask me about how many wins I think this team would be right now, I mean, listen.
Go ahead.
If everything goes to plan this year, and if, let's say, if we end up having a really good year this year, I could see us maybe having, and I'm kind of with you, maybe between 7 to 8 wins.
Yeah, that's where I think we'll be. Yeah, listen, Steve, phenomenal call from you, all right? Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, Steve. Great stuff.
No problem, Joe. Goodbye.
All right, you have a good one. Listen, Steve calling in with takes. I respect it. I completely respect it. What a call from Steve. Woo! It's been a hot show, baby. Salutes to all the savages in the chat. Y'all are hilarious, okay? When you see me laugh, it's often because you guys are, or you folks, you ladies and gentlemen in the chat have said something hilarious, okay? All right? Salutes to everybody, though. Everybody that joined tonight, everybody that was a part of the show, Danger Zone, everybody, Phenom, Rusty, everybody, man. He was phenomenal to talk to everybody and to, get everybody's perspectives, man. Me, myself, I'm looking at this upcoming game, preseason game, and I've said this and I'm going to say it again. I want to see the Jets starters out there for at least 2 to 3 series, right? At least. Because I want to see them get live game action. We've seen this before where guys don't get enough live action in these offenses that we're installing, and then we see the lag go into the season. I don't want that. I do not want that. Especially Mimbu. I definitely want to see him out there on the field. All right? So I'm hoping that the starters on both sides of the ball get at least 2 to 3 series. All right. Now, the players I'm going to keep my eyes on the most offensively, one of them was going to be Mason Taylor, but he's not playing because he's dealing with that high ankle sprain. I hope he heals up quickly. So the guy on offense I'm going to keep my eyes on the most is definitely going to be Mimbu if he plays. Okay? It's definitely going to be Mimbu. The other guy is going to be Arian Smith. I need to see you do this in you know what I'm saying, when you got other guys that are covering you. I need to see this. Now, I know we're seeing this in practice. He's playing really well. Sauce is one of the best corners in the league, and he's made some plays against him as well. But I want to see it in live game, okay? And, of course, if Justin Fields plays, I don't know if he is. Of course, I'll be keeping my eyes on Justin Fields. But offensively, the guy I think is going to play is going to be Mimbu. If he does, I'm keeping my eyes on him for sure. Defensively, okay? Defensively, there's a couple guys that I'm going to be looking at, man. There's a couple guys that I think they end up playing. One of them is definitely going to be Will McDonald if he ends up playing. But he's dealing with back spasms, so they'll probably sit him, I'm guessing. But if they do play the starters, definitely I'm keeping my eyes on Stevens. He's definitely going to be one of them for sure, because he's a guy that I'm looking at and I'm like, is he really better than what they say he is? Can he get it together? And the other is going to be Thomas if he plays. Thomas, the other corner, like a lot of people have said tonight. I really want to see what that kid's going to be able to do as well. That young man, excuse me, I don't mean to call him a kid. That young man. So, yeah, really excited to see what's going to happen going forward. And I'm hoping that, the Jets play some starters in this upcoming game. I hope. Okay, we will see. I understand people have, injury concerns and all this stuff, but, guys can get injured all the time. But I tell you what, if you're not in that live game action, when the time comes for you to turn on that gas and you ain't got it, or you guys still trying to figure things out going into the season like we have seen with this Jets football team in the past, baby, that's not going to be good. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap the show up. It's been a phenomenal show. Listen, I am the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. Okay? On The Long Beach Joe Show. I'm also on Twitter as well. Go ahead. Go on over to Twitter. Okay? At The Long Beach Joe. At The Long Beach Joe on Twitter. Go ahead and follow me. I'll follow you right back. And it's going to troll me. No issues. I am the troll that lives under the bridge, and I will have my Vera Tucker jersey on at all times. At all times. Okay? Hey, listen. They need to take care of Vera Tucker. All right? I got a feeling. 5th-year option. Okay? 5th-year option. It's signed. Sign that man to a long-term deal. You feel me? All right. But I got that Vera Tucker jersey on. He's going to ball out this year. We're going to be good to go. Okay? So troll me. Let's go. All right? I'm also on YouTube as well. For those of you that do not know, going over to YouTube, type in Long Beach Joe Jets. Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell so when I post content, you will be in the know. All right? Give the videos and streams a thumbs up. Share them across your social media with your friends and your family. Okay? And if you want to troll me, get in those comments. And let's go back and forth. Go ahead and troll me, and I'll troll you right back. And as always, people, when you see me in person, because you will see me in person, I'll be outside, okay? I don't hide. I'll be outside, okay? Trust me, I'll be outside. I do not hide, all right? When you see me in person, it's arms out, chest open, free hugs for everyone, okay? Free hugs for everyone. The hugs will cost you absolutely nothing. No matter what anyone says, the hugs will always remain free. I want to thank you folks for watching, listening to the show, and interacting. All the savages in the chat, salutes and respect to y'all. All right. Any way that you interact with your boy here, I appreciate it. You folks are the greatest. Okay. And again, I want to thank all of the people that gave to the platform tonight. Jake, salutes. Always good to see you, man. Thank you for giving to the platform. And you're amazing. And thank Richard as well for giving to the platform. Richard, you're amazing as well. Okay. Well, thank you, folks. So with that, I'll see you folks later. You folks have a good one. Peace. Hold on a second, folks. Pow. Okay, can you guys hear me? I think you guys should be able to hear me. All right. Salutes. I want to thank everybody for calling in. It's a great show. Again, we'll get back to these shows. And I'm going to be consistent, okay? Your boy's been living an amazing life, and I want to thank y'all. Yo, salutes to all the savages. I hope everyone's having a great life and enjoying themselves out here. I know, things are crazy in these times, but, please enjoy yourself and do your best to live a great life. That's what's important. All right. Salutes to all the savages, man. Outlaw salutes. Always good to see you in the building. Outlaw says, shout out to Blog Talk. Witness over proof. Y'all on Blog Talk, bruh. I don't even want to go down that road. Okay. Don't listen to Val. Okay. Don't listen to him. All right. Salutes to Phenom. Always good to see you in the building. Rusty salutes. Always good to see you as well, man. Danger Zone salutes. Modulus salutes as well. Always good to see y'all, man. I want to thank everybody for coming, kicking it with your boy. Joining the show, saying what's up, calling in, interacting in the chat as y'all see. I come to the savages in the chat as well. So salutes to y'all, man. Vibes, always good to see you. Orlando, always good to see you. You know what I'm saying? Always good to see you in the building. Jake, salutes to you, Jake, as well. And thank you again. Always good to see you in the building. Mac, always good to see you. Kenton, salutes. Okay. Bill, always salutes to see you as well. Salutes to you. All right. Salutes to G Money. JJ, always good to see you in the building as well, man. Salutes. Venom G's, always good to see you in here as well, man. I want to thank everybody for coming on the program, calling in, listening, for interacting any way that you do with the channel. I want to thank y'all. So, yeah, we're going to keep the content coming. I will be watching the game with y'all on Saturday. Okay? So, salutes. B. Strickland, always good to see you in here as well. Salutes, B. Yeah, so we're going to be watching the game together on Saturday. As of now, my schedule is good for that. So we're going to be watching that game. I don't know if we'll have a live show after the game. We might have a live show. I'll let y'all know. We'll figure it out. But it's a late game, so probably we'll have a live show like maybe Monday or Tuesday or something. But we'll be watching the game together. As of now, my schedule's open for that. So we're going to have a lot of fun. So come on in and join your boy for that. Yeah, so for those of you that do not know, I forgot to give y'all this. Exclamation point links in the chat. That's the links to my link tree. So my link tree has links to all of my social media. It also has links to all of my YouTube channels. So please get involved with all of my channels. We do reactions. I'll be putting a reaction soon. My schedule got wild, okay? And please get involved with all my social media and talk to your boy, because I talk back. Trust me. We do these live call-in shows year-round. We're getting back to them. Be consistent. So please get involved with that. When you call in, please make sure you have a good phone. With the system we have now, I'll call you back if I miss your call. We may go to another system, but as of right now, the system we have right now, when you call in, I will call you back or I will get back to you. Okay. But when you call in, please make sure you have a good phone. Okay. Don't call me from a phone you found in a Home Depot dumpster. All right. Because, boy, if I cannot hear you and my audience can't hear you, there's nothing I can do. As y'all saw tonight, I listened to takes. Okay. I listen to your takes. If I don't agree with your take, I'm going to tell you that. Okay. Just like I told people tonight, I didn't agree with some takes tonight. We have a difference of opinion, but I'm willing to hear you out. All right. But if I don't agree with your take, I'm going to say I don't agree. Please be able to intelligently defend your take. Okay. I don't maul people unless you say something like wild. But even if you say something wild, who cares? Right. We're here to hear takes. Okay. We're Jets fans. Sometimes things get wild. So, yeah, I'm here to listen to takes. There's no need to be afraid. I get back to everybody that calls in. There's some people in the past that have felt like, well, I've been a Jets fan for 10 years, Joe. When I call in, you just need to talk to me and that's it. That's not how this show works. Okay. And I respect and I have love for all my Jets brothers and sisters. Okay. But I've had to tell people that's not how this show works. Okay. I hear everybody out. Now, again, I can't give everybody 40 minutes to talk on the show. I cannot do that. But I can hear everybody out for a good amount of time. Okay. Generally, I give my callers anywhere from like 5 to 7, maybe 8 minutes to get their takes and get things rolling. I ask a couple questions. Okay. And then we'll continue moving. All right. So, yeah. I have a lot of fun doing this show. So please, call in. It's all about hearing opinions and hearing takes from different people and, going back and forth. So we have a lot of fun doing this. Please continue to get involved with everything that I am doing. And, there's no cursing on my show. That's the only rule. Don't curse on my show because I will get you up. I will literally hang up on you. And, savages in the chat that have been here for a while have seen me do that. Okay. Don't call into my show cursing like crazy. Okay. Because it's a family show. We have young people. We have older people that listen to the show. They don't want to hear all that. All right. So, don't call into my show cursing like crazy because I will get you out of here. I'll give you a warning if the cursing, isn't wild, crazy. If it's bad from the start, I'm just going to hang up on you. I'm not going to play no games with you. I'm telling you, I'm not going to do that. Okay. But I know I don't have to tell people in the chat, y'all are super intelligent and you're definitely able to, express yourselves without using those words. I know that, but just for people that may be listening for the first time or, excuse me, are looking to call in, please, you're welcome to, but don't call in talking crazy like that. Okay. Because also this is YouTube. Okay. YouTube is very sensitive. And so I have to respect YouTube's sensitivity because I love YouTube. Okay. I love YouTube. So please get involved with everything we're doing. Sometimes you'll catch your boy gaming on this channel. I'll get back to that. There's been people that have been furious with me because I haven't gamed in a minute. My schedule's just been crazy. I've been living a great life, but my schedule's wild. Okay. So please bear with me. Okay. I'll get back to that at some point. I know people are excited about GTA 6. I am too. Street Fighter 6 is trash. That game is trash. I do like Sagat though. He looks really good. I don't know if we have any like Street Fighter players in here. Sagat looks really good. I really like that character. I like how he looks. And I like how, he plays. It's really, really cool to see him. He should have been in game from the jump though. Like, Street Fighter 6's character selection has been suspect. No Dudley, no Makoto. Where is Hugo? Like, there's just a bunch of questions. But anyway, I don't like Street Fighter 6. The game, I don't like how it plays. It looks all right, but I don't like to play the game. But we play other stuff, all kinds of things. I played Street Fighter here in the past, Street Fighter 5, and other games too. Played a couple scary games and stuff like that. So I'll get back to that eventually. Yeah. Outlaw says, family show, I was close that one game against... Outlaw says, family show, I was close that one game against the Patriots when Zach Wilson was super terrible, but I kept it together. We were all close. Trust me. Yeah. I understand that one. Yeah. Oh, I also do live shows after the games too. We watch together. So please be aware of that. We watch the game together and then I do a live show after, unless it's like a night game like this one, like the preseason game, stuff like that. So, generally we have those shows and there have been shows like that one. And I think that right after the game, that was the one where he said that he didn't owe the defense anything because they had played so bad and the defense was so good. Bro, that game. Woo! Listen, I'll be close myself sometimes, but, I am the host of the show, so I have to, mind what I have to say. So please, please mind what you have to say. But I understand how tough it can be sometimes because the Jets will take you there. They will take you there. Trust me, I know. Okay? But, yes, please don't call into the show cursing. But I understand that sometimes you feel like you want to go there because the Jets will take you. Outlaw says Block Talk is on vacation. Yeah, permanent vacation. They up out of here. Outlaw says, can Adam Gaze get a hug now? No. He's the only one I would charge. Actually, I wouldn't even charge. Yeah, just no. Okay. So but yeah, so we play games here sometimes. We have a lot of fun. There's other content coming too. We're gonna continue to have fun. But I hope everyone's enjoying themselves, man. I really, really do, and living a good life. I know there's a lot of things going on in the world, and I just hope that everyone, can come here and have fun. That's what I'm all about. So yeah. Whew. So I got to get out of here because I got to go. Schedule's wild. Okay. Outlaw says, when he didn't take accountability, I was so peed because he was so trash in that game. We was losing to Mac Jones. Yeah, it was bad. That I remember that game. And that was a game where literally the defense had kept the Jets in the game. And if they just did anything, was that the game where John Franklin Myers had ran back a touchdown? Had ran back an interception for a touchdown, I think that was the game. I think it was. No. Somebody else had ran back an interception or a fumble or something for a touchdown, and John Franklin Myers had got the penalty that brought back the touchdown and erased it. Because if they would have got that, the Jets more than likely would have won that game, even though Zach was trashing that game. He was literally dropping back and throwing the ball to the Patriots. He was throwing in like triple, double, and triple coverage all night. All night in that game, or all day in that game. He was just throwing interceptions. It was crazy. Like, where were you even going with the football? It was wild. He was just playing so wild in that game. It was crazy. But he's gone now. It is what it is. Okay? He is gone. Okay? And now here we are. All right? With Justin Fields, we're trying to figure things out with a new coaching staff. So, whew, what a time. What a time. Okay? What a time. Being a Jets fan is tough. All right. So I got to get out of here. Listen, folks, be safe. Be safe. Okay. There's a lot of crazy things going on in this world. Woo! The world is really wild right now. Okay. I want y'all to be safe out here, bruh. Seriously. Okay. Sit down with your friends and your family. Enjoy some good food. Enjoy a good meal, man. Watch some good TV, and let the people that you love know that you love them. All right? It's important to me in my life. I hope that's important to you and yours, because you never know. These days, woo, you literally never know, okay? Seriously. Please let the people that you love know that you love them. It's extremely important, all right? So I'm going to get on up out of here. Man, I hope everyone's just living a good life, okay? Yeah, just enjoy yourselves, man. And like I said, try to live the best life that you can, because the world is really crazy. It's really crazy, all right? So until the next show, I'll see y'all, for the preseason Saturday, I think it is. Yeah, Saturday. I'll see y'all. I'll be watching the game with y'all. And we're going to have a lot of fun. So come on in, chat with your boy, and let's talk that talk and watch these Jets. All right? So until the next show, you folks have a good one.